Just want to say, man, we're here to mourn the loss of another PlayStation first party game that has lost the distinction of only on PlayStation. Uncharted for a thief's end. Some people affectionately call it an exclusives end. It joins the ranks of Horizon Zero Dawn and Days Gone. It's no longer only on PlayStation, Kofi. And you know what's crazy? Excuse me. When they announced this game, they used the slogan "One Last Time." And if you would have told me, Jack Move, that One Last Time was on PC, I wouldn't have believed you. But guess what, Kofi? Here we are right now. So everybody bow your heads, moment of silence. I'm gonna miss you, Uncharted 4. I'm gonna miss you, dog. That's it.
Man, I can't wait to play that shit on PC. Ah! So, Jack, when are you going to take Kofi's 2080 Ti?
Huh?
Oh, you heard me.
I don't know, man. I don't know, man. You know, it's looking spooky out here, bro. That's all I know, man.
Kofi, you might be muted in OBS. Very unprofessional.
Hello, hello.
I hear you. Chat, can we do a mic check for everyone, please? Mic check for Alex.
Oh, they say everybody muted. What the hell?
Oh.
Oh, no.
Did you mute the audio in OBS, Kofi?
Hello, hello, hello.
This is only Jack and Alex audio.
Oh.
That's good. So, Jack, anyways, let's talk about like some other stuff that happened this week.
Oh, man. Important members unmuted? That's crazy.
Oh, man. What a wild day. Spawnwave, can you say something? See if you're muted?
Yeah, I can say something.
You're botting a little bit. Let's try that again.
Hello.
You see, we tried to do something funny for the community, and this is what happens. You see that? Look what happens. He tries. Look, ladies and gentlemen, Kofi was talking about this.
I should be good. I have my mic muted in the Discord.
Kofi.
My fault.
I don't know. Let's see. We can hear Spawnwave, they said. But look, ladies and gentlemen, Kofi has thought about this all day, trying to do something nice and funny for the community. And things break down and mess up sometimes. But you know what? If you want to support Kofi and the hard work that he does, patreon.com/PressStarPod is the place to go. Because you know what? This man puts so much together for the community and for the podcast. He even got high-profile guests like Spawnwave here to come on the show and have a good time. And you know what? He's got to sit here with a couple of clowns while things don't work. And he's doing all this hard work. And yet, the true way to support him and the podcast is patreon.com/PressStartPod.
Yes, sir.
Go onto the website, join for extra content. There's so much more for you to see. I can only keep this going for so long, Kofi. I'm trying to give you some.
They said
Alex, I think I'm back.
I think I'm back.
I think I'm back. Oh, man. Oh, man.
That part of my live, that'd been embarrassing.
You
botting
really
crazy.
bad.
You botted. Oh, man, they messed up my eulogy. They messed up my oh my god, man.
The Sony ninjas.
The Sony ninjas.
Sony
won't
ninjas
let
got
me
you.
live. Jack, what'd you do, man?
I ain't do nothing, man. What you say?
I think I'm good now. Yo, the funny thing is, his mic was working perfectly before this, bro. Oh my god.
Put it to East Coast, Kofi. It's in Central right now.
Okay, hold on. Let me see. Discord, stop playing with me, man. We about to run this eulogy back over, man. That's what we about to do, man. We about to run it back. Let me try and switch it up. Where do you do that again?
In the chat on the top right. I'll do it for you.
Can you?
Yep.
Hello. Are we better?
What up?
Spawn, can you say something?
Am I still botting out? I can.
You sound better.
Okay, cool.
There we go. Press Start Podcast, episode 194. Sorry for a little bit of a shaky intro, but you know what I mean. Thank you, Jack. First of all, for delivering that beautiful eulogy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That. And we're gonna get into that a little bit more. Today's gonna be a fantastic episode. There's a lot to talk about today. A lot of great news that happened the past couple of days. It's pre-3. It's pre-3 time, man. So a lot of dope stuff got announced. But before we get started, man, I got to shout out our guests. We got Spawn Wave in the building. And there's one thing I want to say real quick. You know, Spawn Wave has like half a million subscribers, you know. The simple fact that, you know, the dude is humble enough to come over here and chat it up with us. Like, I appreciate it each time he comes on the podcast. Because low-key, I know if Jack got that kind of subscribers, he's going to be acting bougie.
I'm gone.
Jack is going to be acting bougie. I'm never going to see this guy again. He's not going to talk to me no more. You know what I mean? So I really do appreciate Spawn Wave taking the time out of his busy day to come and kick it with us and do this podcast, man. It's definitely going to be a good one. Spawn, go ahead and do your intro.
Oh, sure. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it. I think it'll be a lot of fun tonight with all the topics going on. It seems like there's a lot going on in gaming right now. More than usual, almost, it feels like, before E3, 2 weeks out. So I'm excited to be here. Thanks for having me. Let's have some fun tonight.
Yes, sir. Hopefully my mic is better. Please let me know before I continue. But Alex, go ahead and do your intro.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining the podcast this evening. If you did not hear, patreon.com/pressstartpod. I am, of course, the best member of the podcast because right now, for some insane reason, the YouTube channel, youtube.com/it's went from 5,900 subs to 6,600 subs in 72 hours.
Nice.
Ladies and gentlemen, I need your help. We're trying to get to the magic number. There is one number that this channel, my channel, must hit its subscriber count. Do you know what that number is? 6,969 subscribers. We need to get to 69. That's right, the sex number on my subscription as quickly as we can. Not one over, not one below. Go subscribe to the channel. There's content daily for you there. Enjoy.
Nice.
J Main, go ahead with your intro.
Yes, sir. J Main, of course. And I see y'all talking shit in the chat before we went live. I was not the reason we were late. It's Hollywood Alex. Ever since his channel done got pimped out and now he's getting views and people are actually watching his content, he acts like he can't show up to the podcast on time, and we're an inconvenience to him. So don't be alarmed when a few episodes from now you don't see Alex on the podcast anymore. I'm just saying. Anyway, it's your boy J-Man, of course, back checking in with the podcast. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Should be a dope show. Appreciate Spawn Wave for pulling up on us. And let's get into it, man. It's gonna be a good show.
And last but not least, my guy Jack.
Got these shades on? What the fuck? My bad.
Yes, sir. What's good with y'all boys, man? You know what I mean? Another week. This is like one of the first weeks when they had news recently, man. So a lot of news. So I'm looking forward to it. Yes, sir.
So
E3 season approaching.
Yeah, we shouldn't even waste too much time, to be honest. Yeah, we have a lot to talk about. Where should we start? Should we start off with the state of play, because that was kind of what everybody was really looking forward to. So I kind of want to just jump right in. Pretty much.
You don't want to start with the Uncharted movie pictures?
Oh, those look trash.
No, Jamie. Oh my goodness.
I thought that was a hot topic for the week. No.
Oh my goodness. No, we don't.
All right, we'll save that for at prime time. Gotcha.
Trash.
That movie's gonna be horrible, man. But yeah, we got a state of play today, a very special one. Horizon Forbidden West. We got 14 minutes of gameplay. We finally got a first look, and I just want to get everybody's thoughts on it real quick. And I want to start off with our guest, Spawn. You checked it out. What did you think of our think of the gameplay, man?
Oh, the gameplay I thought looked pretty good. I was saying it looked like, before we went on, it looked like Horizon Zero Dawn, just better. It looks like they took what people liked with Horizon Zero Dawn and kind of built on top of that. But I did see some people were not as like over the top with it. And I think a lot of that is because they were building on what Horizon Zero Dawn was. And it is also going to be on the PS4 as well. So it's not just going to be a PS5 only title. So if you're someone with a PS4 right now, that probably looked like one of the most amazing things ever to be on your PS4.
Nice.
But I think what they showed with some of the additions, like the glider, which, I mean, everyone kind of pointed out, yeah, it's an idea from Breath of the Wild, but it was a good idea, so why not use it? I feel like a lot of people got blown away when Aloy went underwater. I think that looked really, really good visually, artistically. I think a lot of the colors, obviously, they chose around the environments looked really, really good and pop the screen. But they do this thing where they show it with like this really crushed 1080p stream. And it never looks great when they first show it, but then you have to go back and look at the 4K video that they upload, and it's much, much better. It's just, you get that first impression with these streams where it's like 1080. I don't know why they don't stream 4K. Like people on YouTube just do it whatever half the time. Right. So it's really strange to me that they don't prepare it right away. But from what they showed gameplay wise, looks like more Horizon Zero Dawn basically, so I'm excited for that. And the one thing I wasn't a huge fan of was I was hoping one of the big things they would do is get to a point where it's just like completely free climbing. You still have those yellow spots where it looks like you have to grab onto. That was the one thing, because with Horizon Zero Dawn, it came out right next to Breath of the Wild, and like Breath of the Wild's big thing was you just climb everywhere unless it's raining, you know, that breaks the game for some reason. But like, and then you go to Horizon Zero Dawn, and if there's like a cliff that's just like head height, Aloy stuck. It basically is almost what it was. So I like the idea of them maybe going more the route of just climb whatever, like you said before, Assassin's Creed. But I think the traversal options they have with the grappling hook and the glider, again, it just looks more like Horizon Zero Dawn, just better and more to do. So I'm looking forward to seeing more of it, but no release date.
No release date.
No release date. I was
really surprised to see.
Not even 2021 at the end. Like even just like 2021. Guerrilla said on Twitter that they're on track. So like I'm hoping that means that it is 2021 holiday, because that'd be really big to have that for Sony this holiday. But I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if it slips into 2022.
Me either.
Yeah,
that on track.
I'm a little shook after we didn't see a release date at the end of it, because I was fully expecting it. I was also from the mindset that they're showing this kind of early. They're showing this in May. Maybe they have this ready for like September or something. But clearly there's still work to be done. And we didn't get a release date. So hopefully, what I'm hoping and crossing my fingers and praying is that the next time, you know, when Sony does their E3, you know, but not E3, State of Play, I'm hoping we get a second look at Horizon, maybe a new gameplay trailer, and they drop the release date there. But if they go on to do the State of Play and we don't get any like release date, I don't think the game's coming out this year.
Oh yeah, definitely. I already don't think the game's coming out this year. Like I think it's done. Like I think that was, because if you're gonna show it early like this, then like what really is the point when they're probably gonna do a show for the summer like E3 style? No, they're not going to E3, but what really was the point of like having this early reveal like this and not have like a release date tease or something like that?
Maybe they're trying to do a simultaneous release.
I doubt that.
With
I
PS4,
doubt it. PlayStation...
PS5.
Oh, you saying well? That's going to happen, I think, regardless.
That may be what they're doing. They want to make sure that both come out at the same time. Maybe the PS4 is causing them problems.
A possibility.
Well, didn't they?
I don't know.
At one point, who knows?
Well, they had that Wired article that came out recently with it was like Jim Ryan and Herman Hulse talking about it, and they keep bringing up, which a lot of these companies, developers are going through, which is dealing with remote work and COVID and all this stuff, right? And one of the things they brought up was how they had to do a lot of different things, like use other studios, like recording areas. They even had to ship out recording booths to get dialogue done. And it sounds like there really is like this sense of having to do all this extra stuff just to do the most basic things they'd be normally used to going into the office and just sitting down and doing in an hour. So I feel like that's probably playing into why we're not getting even a year, because there is that possibility that things just, you know, they run up against it and they're like, well, we got to go an extra couple months and it'll come out in February. So that's just kind of what I'm thinking is they're going through what the entire industry is going through with remote work and trying to figure out a lot of logistics around just developing the game.
Yeah. Okay. Jack, what do you think of what you saw? Because I tuned into your live reaction, and I was actually expecting you to be bouncing off your seat and going crazy over Horizon Forbidden West. But when I popped in there after doing my live stream and you were talking about it, you didn't seem too enthusiastic about it. So can you give us your thoughts of what you saw, man?
All right. So the thing about this, I really feel the same way. I feel like after that Ratchet and Clank State of Play, like it really didn't move the needle for me in a positive or negative direction. Right. I'm already high on Horizon Forbidden West. I already know I'm gonna get the game day one, so that wasn't really a situation. But to me, honestly, I don't want to be that guy, right? I don't want to. And Spawn Wave is right. When I watch the stream, I'm like, this shit look good, but it ain't that, right? It ain't what I'm not seeing the leap. Now, granted, I did rewatch it back in 4K, and it looked way better. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful game. But Horizon Zero Dawn is also a beautiful game, right? So I'm not seeing that PS4 to PS5. I'm just not. I'm not seeing. I really wish this game was PS5 only. I think it would have been way better, in my opinion. The gameplay.
Now that's facts.
The gameplay is cool, but I like the gameplay in Zero Dawn. I'm not seeing a huge the person-to-person combat do look like they improved it somewhat. It looked better, but it didn't look. I didn't see that leap, right?
You're looking for that jump like that we had with, say, like the PS1 to the PS2, or I guess you could even say PS2 to PS3 with the HD. You're just looking for something that just like really hits. That's like I don't know.
Visual improvement, Jack, that you're saying, or a gameplay?
It wasn't even visuals that I was looking for. Because I already like the way, I didn't see no gameplay improvements for real. Like, okay, cool. The glider is cool. The grappling hook is cool. That ain't really.
You didn't see that. I was gonna say you didn't see the improvements with like the combat that she was doing, like her move set when she was fighting. Really, she was like bouncing off of enemies.
Yeah, some of that stuff was cool that I saw. They made it like more cinematic with like going in and out the missions with the gameplay. That's like all this stuff is cool, man. But I don't know.
Is it in the back of your mind right now? Or are you thinking it is a PS4 game too? If it wasn't. Like,
I definitely think that's one of the issues.
That much more.
Oh,
okay.
Come on.
No, because if you remember, if you remember though, Guerrilla Games has been on record as saying it's a lot of stuff they want to do in the original Horizon game, but they couldn't due to the limitations of the PS4. So if they had limitations with the first game, you know damn well they got limitations with this game, right? Now the underwater stuff, beautiful once again, but they did show that in the announcement trailer. So I was already assuming it was gonna have some type of underwater features. Like I said, the game is beautiful. It's nothing bad I can say about the game, but like the added stuff, it wasn't to the point where I'm like, like when you see, I don't know, I don't even want to compare it to that because it's a bigger jump, but I don't know, the gameplay didn't really do too much for me. It's a beautiful game, though. I don't have nothing negative to say about it.
What were you kind of expecting?
I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. Because I clearly didn't see it, but I don't know.
I watched the same thing, and I feel like I have the complete opposite experience than you, Jack. I felt that visually it looked stunning to me. It looked beautiful for a cross-generation game. I think what they have done looks quite incredible on the PS5. Also, Aloy's animations this time around look a lot more polished than what we had in Horizon Zero Dawn. Remember one of our biggest complaints was the facial animations and stuff like that, and that even looked improved itself. Also, the human combat was a major complaint that I had about Horizon Zero Dawn. With Forbidden West, the human combat they look like they added a whole bunch of.
Did it look that much better though? Like.
The human combat?
I think you gotta think about
it does. I think it does.
The human combat, you gotta think. No, she was fighting a brute. All them differences. When she fought a regular enemy, it was damn near the exact same. When she fought a brute,
Jack.
When she fought,
Jack.
The only difference was she twirled in a circle. Like what?
No, when she was fighting the regular dude, when the first dude after she took that one girl out with the stealth. Okay. The dude was like, his body was reacting to every slash that she did, and he was moving in the same direction that she was hitting him. And he wasn't like that stiff animation like they had before.
What do you think about that destruction towards the end when she's fighting the boss and like?
Oh, that was dope. I like that.
Oh yeah, that was amazing.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Yeah. I think
I don't know if
there's a lot of Oh, okay, Jack. Are you
No,
talking
no,
to me
no.
or Jack?
No, I was trying to get back to you because I wasn't sure.
Yeah,
We kind of cut
Oh
you
yeah,
off.
what's up?
Oh yeah, no, yeah. I was just trying to say, like, from everything that I saw there, I think this is actually a step in the right direction. Yeah, Jack, I do recall the developers saying they wanted like flight in the game, maybe riding, but maybe the PlayStation's processing PlayStation 4's processing wasn't able to have that, so they didn't put it in the game. But you know what I mean? Like, when it comes to this whole game design stuff or encroachment stuff, I do believe, yes, to some degree it limits the potential, but I feel like that's like in the early inception of creating a project. You know what I mean? Like the early inception of like, what can we do? So I'm not really so hung up about this game being on PS4, and I don't think that's the reason why y'all be thinking it's bad. I don't think that's, or it's not looking as polished. I don't think it would have made it much of a difference either way. I just feel like
wait, if it was on PS4, you don't think it would have made a difference? I mean,
like if it wasn't
on
I feel like okay, maybe they could have just added like the flight that they wanted to into the game. Like, but my whole point in saying is like, I don't know if that determines if the game is going to be like fire itself. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if that determines. So in the end of the day, if the game's good, it's good, whether it's on the PS4 or PS5. And that goes for cross-generation titles on like the Series X and the original Xbox X, the original Xbox One. I feel like the improvements that they did add, they worked with what they got. They got the underwater stuff now, and I feel like what I saw there was actually very dope. The simple fact that you can explore underwater depths and stuff, and even the swimming animation looked incredible, swimming through the currents. I like the little gameplay things that they were doing in there, and with the stealth sections. So I was actually pretty impressed with what I saw, man. I'm happy with it. Of course, it looks like Horizon Zero Dawn. I don't know how that's a slant, because people are saying it looks like a little bit more of the same, but like, in what way when you say it looks like more of the same? That's what I want to know, actually, Jack. When you say it looks more of the same, like, how did you want the game to change?
I didn't really want it to change. I just thought they was gonna introduce at least one or two new. I know the underwater stuff is new, but like I said, they already showed that, right? So that's not really catching me off guard. I know she's gonna be underwater in this game, unless you just lied to me in the fucking reveal trailer. Like I said, the new mechanic, like glider. Who gives a shit about a glider? Can we be real? Who gives?
Nah,
let's not do that. See, Jack, now you just hating. Now you just hating. Now you just hating, bro.
I don't know.
Talking about.
Now you just hating, Jack. Nah, Jack, you hating.
You see how much bigger like that world is gonna be?
I'm not going crazy. I'm sorry. I can't go crazy over glider, bro. I'm sorry.
I mean, it's not stunning, but it's gonna be a big factor.
I can't go crazy. And then, okay, she already had a grappling hook in the first game where she could rappel up stuff, but now she can just zip up to it.
But this one's zip. It's so much different. And you can chain that stuff.
That's cool. But like I said, that's not no ground. Oh my God. She zipped. And then they tried to make a big deal. They tried to make a big deal out of her picking up the minigun from the enemy. You can do that in the first game. What am I amazed about? You can do that already in Horizon Zero Dawn. Like,
Jack, it's the combination of these changes that is what makes the gameplay look even like more fluid.
Let me add this. This would be interesting. You could not take over bigger machines in Horizon Zero Dawn. So if you could take over that woolly mammoth big elephant motherfucker, if you could take that over and ride it in certain areas. Now, see, that's something changing the game to me. I think that would be cool, something like that. Or you could take over, whatever. But other than that, man, it's like,
Jack, you're saying that as someone who's never played Breath of the Wild. You've also never played Doom. You've never, like, even playing Uncharted, you would understand that the fact that using the grappling hook is a massive mechanic for that character. And I never played
They put a grappling hook in Uncharted and y'all called it bullshit.
No, but Jack, you've seen the video. The grappling hook adds a lot to combat and traverse. Like when she was fighting the mammoth with the grappling hook, the way she was able to like get out of the way of the mammoth as it was charging at her quickly, and then turn around and be able to use her bow. Like, come on, stuff like that wasn't possible in fights in the first game.
Let me ask you, did any of that just blow your fucking mind to where it was like, oh my God, I can't believe
it's a combination. No, it's a combination of all these put in together. I like the new
items they show. I like some of the new items they show, like the little goop you get stuck in all that, as opposed to like maybe a rope cast or something. Yeah, some of that shit was cool. Like, you know what I mean? I don't got nothing bad to say about the game. I just wasn't blown away. Like, I don't see if you play. This is my thing. If you play and enjoyed Horizon Zero Dawn, seeing this is like, all right, cool. Like, we back at it. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not finna jump out my goddamn seat. Yeah, man. Fair. I don't know.
Jack, I got another question for you. Is your opinion altered ever since PlayStation stopped dropping their games on PC, sir? Is your opinion altered? Because it seems like you have changed. It seems like you changed.
Absolutely not. Absolutely. Matter of fact.
It seems like you changed, sir.
Was Horizon 1 announced for PC when they just showed this game?
At the PS4? I mean PS5?
Yeah.
I don't remember. I would have to go back and look.
Okay, so go back. Remember, I caught flack when they first showed this game because I said graphically it didn't look that much better. You remember people, you wild and you tripping? I'm like, it don't really look. I wasn't really too impressed with the graphics. Like,
I agree with that. I agree, and that's what I came in. Like, my expectations coming into this reveal was that it's a PS4 game that they used the PS5's power to make look better. Like, they didn't build this from the ground up, of course, on PS5. So when I first seen it, I'm like, okay, I know what I don't know what I'm expecting, but I know I'm not gonna come in like, oh, I'm gonna be blown away by the visuals. Like, this is next generation. But when I did see stuff like the animations, like, I was like, that's a huge improvement. Just the lush and the density of the environments was insane to me. Was insane. Like, I think when it comes to like what really impressed me was the lush and the density of the environments and the audio design as well. Like, I think the audio design is much improved from the first game. The human AI combat, I think, is slightly improved. It was bad in the first one. Like, that was one of my biggest critiques.
But yo, you see how she did like a super in the middle of that and the smoke bombs? Yeah. I'm like,
I think those are crazy. I don't like that super. I don't think it fits this game.
I think that was just like super moves. Like,
it almost felt like I was watching like a fighting game. Yeah, I almost felt like I was like watching a fighting game first. Like, I'm like, yo, they did a super, like the quarter.
I'm like, what the fuck is this PlayStation All Stars Battle Royale 2 or some shit? Like, I didn't like that. I don't think it's needed. I don't like it. I think they could convey that same type of like move and shit without doing that super. It kind of just breaks a little bit of the immersion for me when you're in the middle of a fight and then it takes you away and puts you in like this short cutscene.
Cinematic.
And then comes back out. Yeah, it's like I don't really like it too much, but some people were saying like the bow and arrows against the brute wasn't really doing much. Now, what they showed there is what they tried to show, if people were paying attention, is she was breaking down the brute's armor plates that were popping off of him at the same time until she exposed that centerpiece that she was able to hit after she did that little combination move where she bounced off of him, did the backflip or whatever, and caught him in the middle of the chest. Like, stuff like that to me looked greatly improved in terms of the combat. The little climbing things that you guys were talking about, I thought it was cool that the yellow spots only pop up when the focus meter is on, or the focus area thing. Other than that, they're out of sight, out of mind. What else did I have? I had an issue with something else too. Oh, some of the cut, like the camera breaks, I thought were a little rough around the edges. Like, I think they could clean some of that up a little bit. But other than that, man, I think the game looked great. I had my expectations in check. It didn't look like anything next gen to me, but it looked good. And just had a few issues with some of the camera work and that damn super move. that kind of threw me off.
It didn't look next gen to you. So far, what game has come out? I want to ask you, what game has come out on the PS5 Series X? Anything that looked next gen to you? Multiplayer exclusive? I'm curious.
The closest thing that has looked next gen to me was 2K21. And as far as visuals with the character models and stuff like that, they talk about how they improved like the way players react in certain situations with contact with other players, like in rebounding situations, and how it's more like to their likenesses and stuff like that. But even that game wasn't to me like a big jump how 2K14 was on PS4 and PS5. So to me, nothing has really topped that. And I don't know if we're gonna get something that is going to top that, but it just hasn't matched that for me yet. But this still looks great.
Ratchet and Clank gonna be the first game we really like see some shit like it. And that's only on PS. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, somebody was asking me which one you think it look better. I think Ratchet and Clank personally looks better than Horizon. It just does graphically. Like,
really,
you're gonna see. Yes, absolutely.
Actually, I actually agree with Jack on this one.
I don't agree with that.
And if you look back at the trailer, I could tell they're gonna clean the game. The game is not finished, but the game has visual defects that aren't supposed to be there. It was one point when they focused in on Aloy's face where she was like, she had some type of weird halo around her face. It's not supposed to be there. I'm not a fucking graphical. I'm not an artist. That was not supposed to be there. It was like a shimmering effect around her damn face that wasn't supposed. So it's not a finished product. You see what I'm
Jack,
saying?
you're also watching it on a YouTube compressed video feed.
I watched this is the 4K version I'm talking about.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like,
I can't believe I'm sitting here like defending this game. Like,
no, I'm not. But this is the thing, I don't have nothing bad to say about this game. I'm just saying, like, it ain't what people trying to.
I feel like
the game's gonna be fucking.
We nitpicking at this point. We nitpicking.
That's what I'm saying. Like, these are like nitpicks of mine. I don't have no issues with the game. It's just I wasn't too. You know what I mean? I don't know.
As far as you saying Ratchet and Horizon, I think they trade blows after watching both. Don't get it twisted. Ratchet and Clank looks absolutely fantastic, but I think they trade blows from what I watched.
I think Horizon's gonna be a way bigger game. That's probably what
I think they trade blows.
Yeah, Horizon's going to be an open world game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I got a question. I got a question for y'all though, and it's great that Spawn's here too because he's good with tech stuff as well. Do you think a game like Ratchet and Clank Rifts Apart could be possible on the PS4? Spawn, what do you think so? If they scaled it back
on the PS4,
on the PS4,
that's interesting.
Do you think so? Because I low key think so. I feel like I think so. That game could run on the PS4. They just scale it back a little bit.
I know
I think they're talking a whole lot of shit about this load-in stuff. Maybe that process will take longer and it won't be as fast. But I'm just curious to hear y'all opinions. Do y'all think that game can be done on the PS4?
I probably have to play it because they've shown us some of the gameplay, but like I feel like I'd have to sit there and try to jump between dimensions myself and be like, okay, yeah, I guess this would have a hard time loading on like a PS4. Okay. But the way they just describe it, the thing they keep pointing to is the SSD. I think visually they could scale Ratchet,
scale it down, right?
And it could be on the PS4. But if mechanically the way that they're describing with the SSD is really that necessary, then I would say it's not possible on the PS4 because that used like one of the worst hard drives I've ever seen in my life.
That's true. Inside of it, pretty much, Ratchet would be spinning for a longer period of time. Right? That's what I imagine. Like he would just be spinning in the portal thing for a longer period of time.
Yeah, they'll just give you a loading screen. They'll zap him in the portal, and they'll give you a black loading screen, and then he comes out of it.
It was like a 5400 RPM Seagate Blue. So
really bad.
No, you know why? Because I feel like. You know why I asked this question? Because I feel like a lot of the games that we have seen so far on the PlayStation, even like Returnal, as well as Demon's Souls, I feel like these can be done on the PlayStation too. I think it's a business move why it's not.
Oh, Returnal could definitely be played on the PS2.
I think Returnal and Demon's Souls can be played on
PS2.
What did I say? PS2? The PS4.
No, I'm saying PS2.
Oh, you said.
But I wouldn't be surprised to hear that Returnal started as like a PS4 game and they kind of worked it up to. That wouldn't surprise me to hear that. Yeah. But I think Returnal heavily benefits from the PS5 because if I had to wait like 15 or 20 seconds every time you die in that game and you got to go back, it would get really frustrating.
So obviously improves the experience, playing on the PS5. But yeah, I don't know. I think Returnal could have been done. I think Demon's Souls low key could have been done on the PS4 too if they really wanted to put it on. But I think it's a business move why they're not doing it. But obviously the PR and the PR talk is gonna be like it's not possible ever on the PlayStation. But I don't know if I buy that so much, to be honest. That's just my personal opinion. I'm not a super tech wizard, so I wouldn't know. But from what I'm looking at, I'm like, yo, this looks like it could be around. Especially as someone who games on PC and have seen games on like low, medium, high settings. It seems like something like Returnal, Demon's Souls, low key probably could have been done on previous gen consoles. Might not look as good. Yeah, it might not run as. At 60,
I feel like Demon's Souls could be done on the PS4 too. Yeah, that's what I think about it. I just got to see Ratchet and Clank like in person play it and see if they're like they're gonna do some interesting things with the dimensional jumping. Like there's probably gonna be a couple of times where you need to do it very quickly during certain levels. And if it's like every time you go through that, there's a load on the PS4. It's just not gonna work.
It's not viable. So it makes sense,
right?
Because it makes sense. It makes sense. So maybe Ratchet and Rift Apart is one of those games that just need to be played on PS5 because of the design, what they're going for with the game, because it's the SSD and the fast loading is so involved into the gameplay. You know what I mean? So maybe that's why it's on that platform. I was just curious to hear y'all thoughts on that situation. But Alex, 2 years late, 2 years, 3 years. You picking up
Relax.
Forbidden West on PC?
Relax.
3 years later, you picking it up on PC? What's up?
God.
What do you think? What do you so here's what we did, right? We went from Horizon Zero Dawn for 2 years to then PC. Days Gone got a 60 FPS patch.
3 years.
It was 3 years. It was 3 years.
Okay. Oh, get it right. Excuse me. Give me
That's
another
a
year
long
on
time.
that. Look, I got plenty of games to play in my Steam library.
Well, let me ask you this. You're a big fan of Steam, right, Alex? That's
easy.
Yeah. How would you feel if we get to the point where there's a PlayStation launcher you need to download?
That's fine.
You'd be okay with that? Okay.
That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I hear a lot about the Epic Games.
He only cries about Epic. He only
we'll
cries
talk about Epic. We could have like a whole conversation about Epic.
Please no.
That's the one I see on Twitter and stuff a lot is the Epic Games stuff. But I think Sony, I think they're working towards their own launcher. I think it's
I think that's perfectly fine. Like I'm okay with Battle.net. I'm okay with even EA Play's new launcher. I'm okay with some other ones like GOG and Microsoft's, but Epic is a whole other ballgame that we can have another discussion about. But I don't want to take over the podcast for that. But I think 2 years.
2 years.
2 years.
Yeah, I think they might even try to push, like, if God of War goes, I feel like they're gonna start talking launcher when something like that happens. Like I think that's why Uncharted 4 is next, because they're like, we'll save God of War. I think is gonna be one where people on PC go, well, okay, that's pretty.
But I wouldn't even think. I mean, they may do the
launcher,
but their Steam page,
is
getting bigger.
It's getting bigger.
It just keeps
more followers for the page.
Yeah, but if you're Sony and you're paying $100 million for some of these games in terms of budget, do you really want to have to give Steam 30% every time you release a game?
I mean, think about it. Well, when you're looking at it, right, a lot of PC gamers will, in fact, just stay on Steam and they won't go anywhere else, right? And so what you're talking about is they may even have a contractual obligation with Sony and Valve to do something like that. I know they're doing something like that with Microsoft as well. I would not be surprised if that were something happening behind the scenes. Additionally, too, though, I think that so many people go to immediately to Steam on PC that Sony trying to break into that market to use the R&D to make a launcher, to have it run, to open the servers, and they're just like, if it's going to cost us this, we can just give Valve the cut.
Well, that's one of the reasons I feel like they made the deal with Microsoft as well.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, probably.
Is to pursue their own launcher. And the thing with these companies now is they're really about monthly active users and they're really about recurring revenue and spend. And I feel like they would try to tie in PlayStation Now to the launcher to get people on PC to sign up for that, because then you get the PS3 library. And I think they would start to stack more and more and try to upsell more and more as they go along. So to them, losing some of the Steam audience would be worth it to them to retain the 30% they'd have to give Steam, but then also try to stack more engagement and profit and revenue on top of that.
I think, too, you'll probably see something like how Xbox does it, where Microsoft will sell on Steam, but you need an Xbox Live account to go in. So they'll count that as a monthly active user. And then they could have it to where you'll need to go through the Steam store, through the PlayStation store, to get DLC and things like that for your Steam game. They may do that to avoid that cut that Steam will get from selling DLC and microtransactions too. So, I mean, the thing is, though, a lot of Sony exclusives don't really have microtransactions, so I couldn't even see that. But I could definitely see them doing a login to PS Now or PlayStation Network to play that game multiplayer-wise. And if Uncharted 4 comes to PC, I highly doubt we will have, when I say we, PC gamers, because you guys, I mean, I don't know if Spawn's a PC gamer, but everybody here besides me is a PC gamer. Not even Kofi.
Please.
Not even
Man, Cops Resident Evil Village on PS5 with a 30.
And I got it on PC too. So what's the problem?
And why is that? Why is the problem?
You got it on PC? You see, okay, now y'all about to make me go on a rant. Now y'all about, because I'm tired of these boot-licking PC dweebs like Alex, right? You know what I mean? Because Alex. Let me finish. Let me finish. Because Alex, options. PC got all these different types of games for everybody. They be preaching the options, games for everybody. But just because I don't play games like Counter-Strike, just because I don't play games like PAFSA, Exile, and these doo-doo-ass Dota games, then all of a sudden I'm not considered a PC gamer. So cut it out. So get it out of here, bro. You preach options, but then again, you're disregarding my PC card because I rather play better multiplats on PC and other stuff on PC.
Kofi?
Why can't I use my options?
you can't even utilize the options because you're not even buying the games on the 3090 that you paid an exorbitant.
I bought one game, bro. I bought one multi-plat because I got a new TV. I want to try out my OLED TV. I bought one game. Now y'all on my ass for buying one game.
You couldn't plug your PC into your TV,
bro. You know how heavy my PC is. I'm not moving it over there across the room and back and forth when I want to use it. I'm not doing that.
I mean, we've seen how. Look, I have seen how little your arms are. I can understand if things are heavy for you, right?
Where the gunshots? Where the gunshots?
But don't you also have a beautiful 4K monitor that's widescreen?
I actually have an ultra wide. So guess what? That's why I bought it again on PC. That's why I bought it again on PC. And I'm enjoying it.
Ladies and gentlemen of the panel, Kofi has a 3090, a 4K ultra wide 29:9 monitor, and this man turns around and buys a game on a console that is equivalent to a 2060 at best.
So why did I do it, Alex? Why did I do it, Alex? Why did I do it, Alex?
Resident Evil Village.
But why did I buy it on console, sir? Alex, I just explained.
Probably because you got it from your plug.
No, why I bought it, I chose to go for the console. Like I said, I just bought a TV. No, I just bought a TV. I want to use my OLED. I want to use my CX. And
what system did you get it on? The PS5?
I got it on the PS5. Then I bought it on PC later, and I'm literally almost done the game on PC again. So what's the problem here? What are we talking about? What's the problem?
Meds in the chat uses a 15-foot HDMI to connect his PC to his TV. Why didn't you do that?
I heard that. First of all, the distance between my computer and his.
You got the man right here to ask. Right here, you got the man right here to ask.
First of all, the distance is longer. Number one, and I heard if you get too long of an HDMI cord, it kind of messes up like the feed. That's what I heard. When it stretches out a certain distance, but it is what it is. So back on track.
Either on or off.
But back on track. What do you think about Horizon and when it comes to PC? Because it's not even if at this point. When it does come,
it's going to be a when. I think it's going to be great. Because
my question is, are you going to pick it up? And do you like what you've seen today?
You know, I haven't even played the first one, so I can't even say.
Okay.
Like I have it, I just never played it. So I think I might just actually start playing it to see if I like it to pick up the second one if I even do. I think it looked good.
You one of those whole slate cappers. That's what you one of those. You one of those guys that preach about the whole slate, but you don't even buy the games or play them.
I have it. I have Horizon Zero Dawn.
Why you ain't play it yet?
I have other things to play. I'm playing Hades.
Options, man.
No, that's a brand new Sony banger right
there. But Jack, when I take advantage of my options and I'm not playing that Dota 2 and Path of Exile, then I'm not a PC gamer no more because I don't want to play those.
Have you played Path of Exile, sir?
Crazy.
Oh my goodness.
Have you played Path of Exile?
Man. I don't want to play those. It's not my flavor. It's not my flavor.
Yeah, because you couldn't read or do math. That's why. Shit. You need a degree in finance to play Path of Exile. Let's be honest. If anybody's seen that skill tree, but I think too, like I don't know. I'll play the first one. Hopefully, I'll like it. I've heard mixed things. I heard some people love it, some people hate it. But I did get a lot of Breath of the Wild vibes off the Forbidden West. A lot of Breath of the Wild, like even in like a lot of the purple that they used for the Ancients in Breath of the Wild 2 is in this one. I do like the fact that it is much more colorful than the first one, just on a visual perspective. I think graphically it looks really good. I can't wait to see what modders do with that game because that's going to look ridiculous with a couple of reshades on there. That's probably going to look fucking wild, but it'll be cool.
HDR on that gonna look amazing. Oh my god.
So any final thoughts on Horizon? Did we speak on it not having a release date already? I don't know if we already
touched on it, yeah.
I think we touched on it. Okay, so pretty much
they did comment about that though.
They did. And what did they say? They're saying they're still working on it and it's still on schedule. That's what they said, right?
They said they're still on track and I mean Sony's corporate the freaking investor stuff, it's everything that comes out saying is leaning towards 2021. So if they say it, unless internally it got delayed, if they saying it's on track, then hopefully it's still 2021. But I don't have faith in that.
Okay, I'm a little shaky just because we didn't hear about it today. I think it would have been perfect if it was, close to being done, that they just drop it now. Right. Why not? But it is what it is. Let's move on. But real quick, Alex, let's do a super chat break so we don't get bombarded later.
Sure. Yeah, we have had quite a few. Alex PSX for $5 says tossing the PlayStations out the window to the river. Jet Life 504 for the 199. He says panel turn-based or action RPGs. TB for me. I think it depends on the game.
Action.
I like turn-based. I prefer
It depends on the
turn-based.
game.
I think it depends on the game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Marcus for the 2 British pounds sterling. Keely, just give the award to Horizon. It's a wrap.
Yeah, it's over.
I don't think so, Jim.
You think you get a rematch for Breath of the Wild 2 and Horizon?
That would be so petty of Nintendo.
Imagine.
That would be so petty of Nintendo if they.
That's probably why they ain't announced the release date yet. They like, yo, Breath of the Wild come out this year. We are gone.
It literally stole all the shine from that game. It really did steal all the shine.
Ain't no competing with Breath of the Wild. It's over.
Yeah, that was a fucking masterpiece.
Jordan for beer, the 5 Canadian. Human error got a whole different meaning now. Y'all can't even run a podcast.
low key. Yeah. Hey, the title is fitting, man. But it was still a very funny intro, and you know what I mean. Jack's little speech was funny. I was dying, bro. I was trying to hold in my laugh. That's what I was saying, but I was muted. But continue, Alex.
Sofa Spy for the 5. Sony always releases bad news, Uncharted 4, with good press, Horizon. Their timing is commendable.
You see it.
I think that was good news. That was probably
bad news. That's not bad news, though.
Uncharted is not bad news. It's bad news for fanboys, but it's good news.
Ain't none of them fanboys loaded up Uncharted in years. They be all right.
Tony plays games for the $5. You guys got one of my favorite channels I watch with Spawnwave. WWP would never. LOL, support both pods. Going to enjoy the show. PC getting a win.
Wait, how you say, Alex? We're actually a podcast, right? That's how we are.
Yes, the thing is, we are actually a podcast. It's unbelievable. You'd be surprised. John the Don for $2.99. The 4K YouTube video isn't in 60 FPS. Will Horizon Forbidden West be 60 FPS?
We didn't talk about that. Yeah, it wasn't in 60 FPS. So, real quick, before you continue the last couple of super chats that we have there, the trailer was in 30 FPS. The gameplay was in 30 FPS. I'm gonna give PlayStation the benefit of the doubt here. You know what I mean? You can
it's not gonna be 60 frames.
You're saying I'm capping for Sony, but you might say I'm capping, but I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt. Demon Souls, 60 FPS. Ratchet and Clank, 60 FPS. Spider-Man Miles Morales, Spider-Man Remastered, all 60 FPS. I'm probably missing some others that were 60 FPS. They've been doing pretty damn good of giving us the option of 60 FPS. So I have good faith that this one, Horizon Forbidden West, will be 60 FPS as well. And you guys can remember it's a cross-gen title, right? It's a cross-gen title. Lower the settings to like the PS4 or somewhere in between. And make it the 60 FPS version.
That's probably what they're going to do.
That's the reason I figured it's going to be 60 is because they'll drop the settings to something like the PS4.
That's exactly.
There you go. 60
So you know what I'm saying? Just lower the settings a bit, then make it, maybe it'll be closer to the PS4 style. Then there you go. Give us the option of 60 FPS.
The other PS4 Horizon ain't 60 frames on PS5 though.
I'm surprised they haven't done a patch for that.
That's what I'm saying.
No, but Spawn, it's Horizon Zero Dawn is old and dusty and it's leftovers. Nobody cares.
Yeah. Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
I agree with that, Kofi, but they treating PlayStation fans like second-class citizens at this point. It ain't even about it being old and dusty. Like, how you give the PC mans the 60 FPS and up options?
That game's not that old.
I mean, it's about 4 years old.
It's a troll.
It's part of the community. If a game is over 3 months old, people think it's old. Like, people don't get...
No, but
I'm literally playing the GameCube this week, and we're talking about 2017.
Oh, yeah, you're playing a fossil. That's a
fossil. That's what I'm saying. If a game over 3 months old, they saying it's old.
A fossil, a classic.
Yo, so pretty much it's an inside joke. Spawn is not, obviously, I don't believe it's old and dusty, but, you know, the PlayStation community, ever since their well-received games started coming to PC, a lot of people who interact with me, and let me not say everybody, but a lot of people who interact with me, I've been seeing, it's not only Wonton, I could pull receipts, it's not only Wonton, but he's part of it. But now all of a sudden, these games are old and dusty, nobody wants them, no one cares, they leftovers, right? But on the same breath, later on, they'll be like, yo, when is it getting the PS5 patch? When's Horizon getting the PS5 patch? When's Bloodborne getting the PS5 patch? When's Uncharted getting the PS5 patch? You know what I mean? So which one is it? Is it old and dusty? Or is it only old and dusty when it comes to PC? You chat mans tell me, because I don't know.
Bloodborne will never be old. So when that 60 FPS patch comes, that's a brand new game. You heard me? That's a masterpiece.
So that's where it comes from.
That really is what it is. Once it goes to PC, it's old and dusty.
No, it's
everything
old
else
and dusty.
like,
yeah. Until they get the patch, and then it's hooray, Alex.
Then it's like, oh,
right?
it's great.
Yeah,
6 months later, 6 months after Days Gone got a 60 FPS patch, it came to PC.
Mm-hmm.
Last of Us 2 just got an FPS patch, so let me stop.
I don't think
we'll see.
So going back to the topic, I don't think there's a single first-party PlayStation game on PS5 that's not 60 FPS.
60 FPS. So exactly. Yeah. So I have full faith.
I think this will be one.
This is gonna be 60 FPS. They just gotta once again turn down the graphical settings, maybe the resolution, whether it would be dynamic or they're just gonna turn it to 1440p or something and get that 60. So I have faith. I have faith. That's what I'm gonna say. But Jack, you said it's gonna be 30. You say it's gonna be 30?
The base. I mean, if they put the option in there, but the base game is definitely 30 frames. Like, it's a lot of shit going on in that game.
Yeah,
if you just, like that whole elephant with he had like a whole fort on his fucking back collapsing and all that. That was very graphically intensive. I don't know if they're gonna. Yeah, man. I don't know if 60 frames gonna be the default on that one. I can see them doing the option though, like you said. I can see that.
Yeah. Alex, can you finish the super chats?
Of course, Jean the Don for $2.99. He says the 4K YouTube video. Okay, I'm sorry. OG Rizio for $2 says Alloy got a fat chick head on a skinny chick's body. Ballin' Harder for the $5. I plat the first one. Skip the DLC. This looks dope. Shout out to Gorilla. I want 60 FPS and human combat to be more enemies on screen at once.
DLC was good. You should give that a shot.
Yes.
OG Rizzo again for the 5. I'm need the interactions to be more that just clips of people's faces, better story, and to shrink Alloy's head. I'm going to need you to pick up Hooked on Phonics.
Oh my God.
And once you do, super chat again. King Krell, BG can't see black, but always coming at Kofi.
Oh man.
Oh, man.
I might have to pull up on WWP this Sunday and make it an actual podcast.
About this shit, bro. He's arguing in the DMs about this shit right now.
He's wrong. You just need to shut the fuck up and be wrong.
He doesn't know how to just accept that he's wrong. But shout out to BG though. Shout out to BG, man.
Any opponent, you don't want to say
that. That's a fact.
The last one is S Blank Sun 95 for $3.99. BG can't tell what a black woman looks like.
Oh boy, oh my goodness, y'all coming at
he's mad. He's really mad about that, y'all.
On Wave, I hope you enjoy the podcast. It's a lot of fun.
Oh my God, y'all crazy. All right, so let's move on, man. So that's Horizon Forbidden West. We can't wait for it. I can't wait to see more. Hopefully, we get a release date in the next coming weeks. Hopefully.
All right, so show's over, y'all. Nothing else matters.
Yes, sir.
All right. So, where should I go next, man? I kind of want to go to the Dragon Quest stuff, to be honest. I kind of want to quickly go over that because we got quite a few little presentations this
Looks
week.
good.
And we got some news from Dragon Quest. I'm not even gonna front like I'm this big Dragon Quest fan. I've always known about the franchise, but I've never really checked out the games until Dragon Quest 11. And I've actually played the game to the very end, Jack. Not the part where you get the little credits here. I actually played the game to like the real end.
You got the true end.
I got the real end and like the whole other act of the game. Like hours of content, Jack. The the real final boss. Like I actually got there and finished the game.
Was that recently with? Did you play 11S?
Oh no, I actually played it on PC.
Is 11S worth it?
When it launched.
11S is so much better.
Really?
Yeah, I know they added a whole bunch of
actually started playing
additions.
back through it because I was so annoyed because I got Dragon Quest 11. I played all the way through it in like 3 weeks after it came out, right? Just on and off. I was playing through it, and it was like 70 hours or something like that to do that. And then they start talking about 11S, and they're like, yeah, you can't transfer your save data over because it's gonna be on the Switch. And then they talk about it also going to other platforms. And I was like, oh, I'll get my PS5 or my PS4 version, and get it there and can't transfer it there. So I ended up going back through it like on the Switch. So I'm like 100 some odd hours in this game just so I can get to this extra content. The thing that was cool was that they had like the extra 16-bit mode and
I've seen that.
stuff.
I've seen that.
And they had a lot of extra things with different characters, dialogue, stories, all stuff. So there's a lot to it, which is cool. But it was still really annoying that they had like this staggered release of versions of the game because
so
you do miss out a lot
on PC for $25.
Alex, you played it before?
I have the regular
version.
Play
that game, bro. Play that. It doesn't matter what version you play. That game is fantastic, bro.
But the thing is, like for me, I was like, I heard that the visuals were different. People who were very big sticklers were giving me a lot of like, don't yes or no, or like mixed reviews and stuff like that. The music got better too, right? In S.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I might orchestrated.
I mean, we're talking about a JRPG here. It looks fine. Like you might see people say, "Oh, they cheated." It looks fine for what a lot of people went back through it on the 8-bit mode anyway. It's also on Game Pass, so you can technically download it there. Just try it out if you have Game Pass as well, just so people are aware. On PC, I think it too. So I think it's worth downloading and checking out. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So they celebrated their 35th anniversary, and they announced a couple of new games that's worth mentioning. They announced the next installment to Dragon Quest 12, The Flames of Fate. Pretty much we got a little teaser video. We didn't get no real footage or anything. The game is probably probably far off. I don't we didn't get a window or anything like that. But we did get some details about the direction that they want to go. I read a point saying that they want this one to be Dragon Quest for adults. I saw a point saying like it's gonna be more gritty and mature. So that sounds really interesting. And me coming off Dragon Quest 11 and absolutely loving that game, I'm definitely gonna be checking for Dragon Quest 12 now. I always thought this franchise was dope because the characters look like Dragon Ball Z characters, and I'm a huge Dragon Ball Z fan. Right. I think it's the same artist is the one that
Akira Toriyama,
Akira Toriyama does.
But you can see, just the difference in the logo. Like, whereas 11 is super bright and colorful, this one it's literally like they carve it out with flames and all this. So I'm almost wondering if they would take a chance on it being mature rated.
That'd be pretty dope.
I'm wondering because obviously the audience for it is a bit older. It seems so. I almost wonder if they realize that and they're like, could we do? Because it's also going to be a worldwide release, and they don't do that with Dragon Quest. This will be the first time, so it's going to come out of and that's the same with Dragon Quest 3. That's also going to be a worldwide release, and apparently that's because it sold well in the West. So they were like,
Dragon Quest 3 is what I'm really hyped for.
Okay, so the other announcement that definitely, like Spawn mentioned, they announced Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D. And after watching this trailer, I'm like, yo, inject this in my veins immediately.
It looks Octopath Traveler.
It looks pretty much. It looks like Octopath Traveler's engine, and they redid Dragon Quest 3. Of course, I've never played Dragon Quest 3 before, but just the style of this game, it looks so damn good. Plus, it's turn-based, and I love it. I'm definitely gonna be picking this up day one. I'm already sold on it. Spawn, have you played Dragon Quest 3 back in the day or anything like that? You played those games?
Yeah,
before?
so this one's interesting because it was on the Famicom. This game's already been remade once. It went to the Super Famicom. And now they're remaking it, I guess, again into this HD 2D engine. But that was one of the games way back in the day that everyone wanted a reproduction cart for their Super Nintendo because it got translated. And it was actually one of the harder games to make. But it was pretty cool then. I didn't actually play through it on the Super Nintendo, Super Famicom, any of that. But I would play it from time to time when I'd make it. And I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. Maybe they'll eventually port it. They did. They ported it in like this collection. But now here we are with the HD 2D version coming out.
It looks so good.
I like the idea. I like the idea of them revisiting some of these games that wouldn't warrant like a Final Fantasy VII remake treatment, but doing the HD 2D stuff. And they could do that with a couple of other games. Like, I almost wonder if they would go back and do a Chrono Trigger like this, or if Chrono Trigger would fall in line with, let's do it like Final Fantasy VII remake. Because it takes a long time to make those kind of games.
I would prefer Chrono Trigger to be like this. The thing is, like, I got very excited about Legend of Mana and Saga Frontier, and I bought them like immediately when I saw what they were doing with them. But Chrono Trigger for me is so storied and such a huge game for me personally. Like, I think the 3D 2D would be the best way to do it. I think doing it like a 7 remake would really put me off on that game.
I think that would concern a lot of Chrono Trigger fans because they saw what they did with Final Fantasy VII remake, where they just changed the whole thing.
They just shit. Honestly, I think they shit the fucking bed with FF7 remake.
Yeah, they changed the whole thing. I mean, I'm okay with it because they're just gonna write their own story now, so it's like cool, fine. But I think Chrono Trigger purists would be really frustrated if they touched it like that.
I'm one of those people.
There you go. Okay. So, Dragon Quest 3 looks good though. Looking forward to it whenever it does come out someday.
Yeah, really, really good. Hopefully we play the game sooner than later. I'm hoping. They also announced another game called Dragon Quest Treasures. I'm not too familiar with it. Spawn, do you know anything about?
It's a spin-off RPG Treasures? Where they're gonna have 2 characters from Dragon Quest 11. That'd be Eric and Mia, and apparently they're gonna.
Oh, okay.
Apparently they're gonna look more into like their history and their childhood and stuff with it. Other than that, none of the stuff in this live stream had any kind of release date or barely any platforms. So I guess I don't know. They didn't really have much to say outside of here's the game. We'll tell you when it's coming out someday. I guess I don't know. It was strange they weren't prepared with that, but then they could show us the game, but they wouldn't even tell us, oh, it's on at least the PlayStation where it's obviously going to be on. So
yeah. They also announced Dragon Quest Kishi Kishi. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. It's a free-to-play mobile puzzle game for iOS and Android. They announced Dragon Quest X Offline, a top-down version of Dragon Quest X that will not require an internet connection to play. Okay, so
that was the MMO.
I'm not too familiar. Okay. And I think they said an expansion to an MMO. No,
they're coming out with an offline MMO. What?
Yep.
Yeah, it's Final Fantasy Dragon Quest X. I guess they thought if they put it offline, I don't know. It'd be dot hack or something. Who knows? Story, sure. But
I love dot hack. Though.
I guess the hope would be they eventually have a worldwide release for that one because it's not reliant on servers. But again, that was a weird announcement. I don't think anyone knew what that was about. So
yeah. So the big ones is definitely Dragon Quest 3, HD 2D, and Dragon Quest 12. I think those are the big ones that people were getting excited for. So like Spawn says, we got no release dates, no windows, no platforms, no nothing. So I guess the games will come out when they come out. So hopefully sooner than later for some of them. All right, so let's move on to the next topic. We had also a Sonic live stream. Who in here watched the Sonic live stream?
Unfortunately, I did.
Yeah, I watched it. I mean, the one. All right, so the one big positive for it is that it was not longer than it needed to be.
That's true. That is true.
What do you mean, Spawn?
It was
sold
12 minutes
on the chain. You want sold on the chain?
Okay, so
I want some King Ice. I do.
Sonic Colors. That's a good game, sure. Okay, well, they do the remaster for that. But when they basically announced the year 2022, and that's all they said for the 3D Sonic, I think people were pretty let down. And
yeah,
it makes sense to me because it's been a while since they've had 3D Sonic games, and even since then, they've all been pretty bad.
Really bad.
So, Sonic Forces is the last one. So, and now there are some rumors out about what this one's going to be because people looked into the metadata for it, and it matches up with an older 4chan leak, and it sounds like an open world Sonic game that has Ubisoft towers. So I don't know how well that's gonna work out.
You know what? I miss Sonic games because look, I actually used to be like Blandrew back in the day. Before I used to be a huge in terms of a huge Sonic fan. Not in terms of I wear my pajamas to the grocery stores and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And Nintendo hats. Not like that. I mean
Lord Jesus.
I used to love Sonic off, man. Adventure 1, 2, Sonic 2, 3, Sonic and Knuckles, Sonic CD. I used to love.
Did you get when you got the Dreamcast? Did you ever get did you get a demo disc with it? And it had the first level from Sonic Adventure with the whale.
I think I did. I think I did.
That was one of the most to me coming from the PS1 and the 64. That was one of the most mind-blowing scenes in the game was that part right there, and how far this entire franchise has fallen since then.
Yeah, that's what's incredible. Because Adventure 1, when that came out, I remember because we did I did have it on the Dreamcast, and it literally blew me away visually at the time. Them graphics were absolutely mind blasting, and the game was just so fun. Revisiting the game now is a little, the controls are a little janky and here and there, but man, that was an exciting time to be a Sonic fan. I kind of wish that 3D Sonic games could get there again to that level. But I think the people that they got making the games, yo, I think they kind of trash, yo. I just think they
Sonic Team. I don't know what they have to do over there at Sonic Team. It's because they have the 2D stuff figured out now with Sonic Mania. But like that was good. They have no idea how to make a 3D Sonic game. No, they hired fans.
Yeah, so I heard fans made it. Yeah, I heard fans made it. Yeah.
Yeah.
They made honestly the best Sonic game I've played in years. Mania was great. I loved the Mania.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was hoping to hear a Mania 2 announcement here.
Oh, that would have been so cool. That would have been so cool. So we didn't even get that. So we got Sonic Colors. I actually heard that game's decent. I never played it before.
It is a good game. I think it's worth checking out if you haven't, because it's stuck on the Wii and it doesn't look good now because of that. So I think it's a good one to pick up. Sonic Colors.
Just get a little Dolphin emulator, man. You're good to go.
Yeah. Oh man.
It's releasing on PC, right? But I think it's releasing on Alex's favorite platform.
Oh, Epic Games.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes,
Game Store.
Look, listen, I have made it very clear. Any game that comes out on Epic is a free copy from Tim Sweeney.
Oh my god. Oh, my god.
I want to thank him for that free copy. He's already paid for it.
So yeah, man. So it is coming on PC. I think I would try it out. Like if it's a dry period and there's nothing to play, because I've heard that the game is actually not the worst, out of like the 3D Sonic games.
I think it's actually one of the better 3D Sonic games. So
okay,
it's worth checking out.
That's good to hear. Anything else from this that's worth mentioning?
Oh, they had Sonic
Origins.
Origins, which would be the first time Sonic 3 would be seeing a port or remaster, whatever call it, because apparently the word is Michael Jackson did music in it, and they had to figure out the rights for it. So I guess they changed up the music or did something to it so that they can now bring it up to current platforms. So
that's dope. I didn't even know Michael did that. I love Sonic. I think I have my copy of Sonic 3 still. I never knew Michael did the music. No wonder
there's
I
whole
love that
YouTube.
Game so much,
there's some YouTube videos that show that do comparisons and explain the whole backstory. It's kind of interesting, but
that's kind of crazy. I'm gonna have to research that.
Apparently that's the word.
Crazy.
Yeah, apparently that's what happened.
Yeah. So is that coming on Switch, PC? Like what?
They just said current consoles. So I'm gonna assume yes.
Yeah.
It's like the older Sonic games. They'll put it on phones or something at some point too. So
okay. All right. I guess that's a kind of cool announcement, because it's been a while since I actually ran through like Sonic 3 and CD. If all of that's part of the collection and stuff like that. All right. So that's pretty much it for the Sonic stuff. Let's move over to Dying Light. So we had a Dying Light presentation. Dying Light 2. Yes. It got a release date. It's coming out December 7th, which I think is actually a really good release date for the game. Usually December be a little bit quiet for the most part. So I think it's a good slot for the game. And J-Main, you just came off doing a live reaction of it, so it's fresh in your mind.
Absolutely. Yes.
What are your thoughts of what you saw?
My thoughts haven't changed pretty much from that first gameplay reveal that they had with Dying Light 2. Like, I thought the improvement of the parkour in this game looked great. The enemy designs and the different variety of enemies look great. I'm really interested though in seeing how, because they really talk up a big game about how decisions make a difference in this game, and they kind of broke it down to like a 3-tier system where there's like story decisions, and then you have specific mission decisions that affect the missions. Affect the end of a mission, and then you have I want to say environmental decisions. So one of them that they gave an example was like the water and the electricity. Now you can choose what faction you want to help turn on the water and electricity, and that will help benefit you with different attributes in the game, different skills and stuff like that. So I just want to see how much those decisions make an effect in this game. Of course, probably have to wait till I play it, but since they're talking up a big game, I really like what I'm hearing from that. What else? I just think it looks fantastic. It's more Dying Light, and it's expanded. They talked about how the nighttime, even more enemies are gonna come out at night. And I made a joke on my live stream that I just went to bed at nighttime during the first game because I didn't want to deal with the nighttime shit. It was crazy at nighttime.
Those guys was crazy.
It was nuts at nighttime. So I just went to bed. But in this one, they actually talk about how they leave the areas that they're in at nighttime. So if you take the chance and actually explore those areas that they're in when they come out, you have a chance of getting like some very rare loot or, you know, big bonuses and stuff like that. So that's an incentive for me to actually play through the nighttime stuff. But visually, I mean, it looks like a last gen game, but
I think it looked good. I think it looked good.
It looked cool.
Yeah,
it looked cool.
It doesn't look Horizon good. Of course,
no,
it doesn't
look
Horizon good, but I thought the aesthetics of the game and the environments and just like it looked good. You know what I mean?
There's a lot of enemies on screen. A lot of enemies, a lot of things going on in the game. You got other factions fighting against each other while you're also trying to like dodge well, they don't call them zombies, but you're trying to dodge the infected and stuff like that. So, yeah, overall, I thought it looked great. I think it's gonna miss the game of the year cutoff date. Yeah. So, that's
you think that would have got nominated anyway?
I do. I absolutely.
Jack, have you played the first one before?
I absolutely do.
I tried to. It made me nauseous. I had to turn shit off.
Yo, you're not the only one. There's so many people that saying that they couldn't play it because it made them nauseous. So many people.
That first game was like one of my favorite games of last generation, and the second one looks to be everything done better. So
when did that game come out? Because it feels like it's been forever.
I feel like is it
2015?
For some reason, it feels like it's been a long time since I played that game.
It might be 2014, to be honest. Hold on.
Really?
Let me see.
No way. Let's check.
2015. January 2015.
January 2015.
Yeah, 6 years ago. Holy shit.
They're also coming out with a platinum edition. So they have released so much DLC for this game.
Yes, they have. Yeah.
They just will not let this shit die. So it's like 6 years worth of content bundled up into one edition called the Platinum Edition. But nobody cares about that game. Like nobody's buying that. We just want Dying Light 2. So it was great to see that the release date was announced for this year. And I can't wait. It's definitely one of my most anticipated games.
That feels like the latest date they could have picked for this year before they would have had to go on 20. So I'm a little concerned that we get a delay for it because it is like right up against like the end of the year. But yeah, I mean, it looked good. I'm curious about because they really keep talking about the decisions that you make in the game will alter the story. And we've heard a lot of games say that in the past. And then we play it and we're like, I mean, I guess I influenced the game or the story. So that's really what I'm curious about is if they've mostly focused on that over anything else as you altering the game, but it feeling like you have several different endings or different parts in the game you may have missed otherwise. So that's most of what I'm curious about. But yeah, first Dying Light was good. So looking forward to it.
Quickly, my thoughts. The game looked really fun. I like what they're doing with the melee combat. They look like they turned it up a notch. Watching that gameplay reveal and seeing all the different types of weapons that are available in the game got me really excited. As well as like you probably could be doing some really dope customization to the weapons as well. And it looked like a lot of fun. I like this action role-playing elements that they're doing in the game, and I can't wait to play it, man. Also, like Jamie said, I remember in the live stream they said they doubled the amount of parkour moves that are in the game as well.
Yes, so like over 3,000 animations or something like that.
So, and watching it looks smooth, but as someone who loved Dying Light 1 so much, I still gotta sit back a little bit, and this is what I said during my live stream because of one game, Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk.
Weren't the game devs working on that game?
I feel you though.
Cyberpunk kind of messed me up. At the beginning, I think they had a disclaimer saying, this is some gameplay. It's been edited and rearranged, and I'm like, yo, these people are damn good at making good trailers, and stuff like that. So I want to see some real hands-on game footage of someone actually playing the game before I jump on board and going crazy over this, because we know this game has been going through some development trouble, right? To get it out the gate. So hopefully this wasn't just a nice, beautiful vertical slice. And now I just got PTSD now, Jamie. Bro, man. Cyberpunk messed me up.
They didn't help because they doing like this thing called the episodic little.
It reminds me just journey. Like Cyberpunk.
Yo, it's set up just. Only thing missing is the yellow chair though. It's set up just like the Cyberpunk. I'm like, dog, why did they go this route? Because it looks just like the freaking Cyberpunk stuff. So I'm like, they need to move away from this.
And you know what? Yeah, someone in the chat said it too. And it's a Polish studio, so we gotta, you know what I mean? We gotta.
development hell too.
And they were just on the up and up. Like people were like, "Yo, we gotta be careful." Studios are killing it with The Witcher and The Dying Light. Like they putting these Western RPG developers to shame.
PTSD.
And now it's like, oh. I don't know.
A lot of similarities, man. A lot of similarities.
Yeah, but I'm honestly hoping for the best. What they showed and what they presented was really good and pretty much sold me on the game. I just need one last step. I need like a IGN, GameSpot, or somebody, a YouTuber probably, to get their hands on and actually play the game. I think that's what I made a mistake with Cyberpunk, because they didn't really do that. They gave B-roll footage to people for the most part. A lot of people, yeah. They never really. I never really took it in at the time. That was like a huge red flag to me. That should have been. I mean, that should have been a huge red flag to me. I'm like, yo, why is there no real like hands-on of this super hyped game like that? And they're always sending B-roll footage for people to talk over and stuff like that. That should have been like a huge telling sign for me. But I guess I didn't see it. So I'm gonna be waiting on some real hands-on gameplay of Dying Light 2. But I am wishing for the best, and I hope it turns out good because I am excited for it.
Well, Jack, didn't BG interview one of the developers? So he should have a copy coming on the way, right?
Yes, sir. He did interview. Yeah, man.
Oh, that's good.
That was a while ago, though. I don't know if they still plugged in.
I don't even know if that dude still work for the company.
Hey, man, I hope he put in our name with some good people, man.
That's so much freaking turnover over there.
Alex, you have any thoughts on this Dying Light?
I didn't see much of it.
Okay.
I hope it's good. I haven't really played the first one, but I heard the first one was pretty good. I heard you could see like zombie vagina if you wanted to.
Oh boy. Of course.
It's a little suspect, but hopefully it's good. I don't like bad games. I don't want anyone to have a bad game, but hopefully it's a good game. So
wait, did Cyberpunk release in December too?
Oh my god, did it? No,
I think it did. I think it did.
Was it? Oh my god, the similarities.
A lot of similarities.
A lot of similarities.
No.
Listen, you know what, Kofi? I was thinking about it today. I was like, you know what? I was like, maybe I'll install Cyberpunk and play it again, because the soundtrack in Cyberpunk is fucking amazing.
That game's still not on the PlayStation Store, is it?
It's still
that soundtrack is great. That soundtrack is great, though.
The soundtrack, like if you go to Spotify, right, and you do Cyberpunk Heist, the bass line on that fucking track is ridiculous.
No, the soundtrack was good, absolutely.
The soundtrack, I think the soundtrack and the city are like the most amazing parts of that game, because when you there were moments where I would stop playing and be like, holy shit, and just like look up, and then the textures would load in, and then I'd be like, oh, that's really cool.
All right,
but I don't know, man. Like I hope they fix it. Go ahead.
Take over the super chats, man. I don't want to get too beyond.
Oh, we do have quite a few more. Okay, let's go. OG Rizo for the $2 again. Alex can't have none of my MF super chat. LOL. Yeah, and I can't have any of your inability to actually type in English.
Oh, man. Yikes.
I need to keep drinking after I keep reading your super chat. Jesus Christ.
Oh my god.
You hate to see it.
Hate to see it. Patrick Morgan for the $20 donation. Horizon definitely impressed for a cross-gen game. At this point, does the panel think God of War Ragnarok will be PS5 only or cross-gen? Fantastic.
We'll get into that next.
Always.
We're gonna get. I thought they kind of leaked in the investor documents that it was gonna be.
Funny story about those documents. The logo about God of War Ragnarok was pulled from Google Images. It's not even actually the real name of the game.
They replaced it. They replaced it too. Yeah, they fixed it.
Game inspection for the $5. First of all, game inspection, Short Kings for life. Dragon Quest 12 and FF16 are having darker aesthetics. DQ12 runs on Unreal 5 and DQ3 remake is Unreal 4.
Yeah.
Bionic Boner Boy for the $5 Australian. Is it weird that Kofi and BG's favorite anime, Naruto or DBZ, is about a blonde-haired, blue-eyed character or a dude that turns into one? Kwame Brown.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Is it Kwame Brown?
It's Kwame Brown.
As you can tell, ladies and gentlemen. As you can tell, ladies and gentlemen, I am I may be 2%, but I'm still very white.
There you go.
Ruffle Mutt for the 5. FF16, Breath of the Wild 2, and DQ12 all going to have darker tones. Curious where these studios are going to take the series in the future. Kind of hype for the Switch Pro. $5 from Tunde Up and Bolo and the 5 Canadian. Spawn Wave, what is the hardest console repair you've ever done?
That's a good question.
Good question.
I'm going to say on YouTube, probably the Panasonic Q. When I was working at different stores, probably a reball of any PS3. That was not fun. There's a whole reason why, but PS3 is reballing them specifically is removing the chip from the board, replacing all the solder balls underneath, and putting it back down on the board. But they put the RAM right on the GPU for the PS3, and those will explode at times. So,
of course, fucking course.
Yo, and I thought I was a handyman. Replacing the shells out of my Joy-Cons, putting the transparent joints on them. I'm like, I'm a handyman. Look at this, man.
Close to a handyman.
I'm like, hey, man, don't talk about my RAM because I know where you're going. I know where you're going with this, Don't talk.
You know
about
where
my
I'm
RAM.
going with that RAM. You were in my video yesterday, this morning, by the way.
I know. I seen it, Alex.
Spawnwave, are you a fan of Louis Rossman?
Louis? Oh yeah. Yep. I've
awesome.
watched him. Yeah.
He's awesome. Let's see here. Broken Games HDR says Sonic sucks. That is all. I don't know who that person is, but thank you for the $2. Same old 23 for $2.99. BG sucks at Sonic. That is all. I like Same Old. He's a cool guy. Rystar for the 5. I would have liked to see Adventure 1 and 2 remake at the Sonic event. Sonic Colors remake also has new modes too. You should check it out, Kofi. It's fun.
Yeah, it looks fun, actually.
I'm going to take it in because I've actually heard things about the game, not even just today. I've heard that was actually a pretty decent Sonic game, but I just never played it. Is that everything?
Devin Sengard. Three more, actually. Okay. Devin Singer for the 5 Canadian. Are you guys going to talk about Nintendo Switch Pro?
Oh, we are. Definitely.
It's on the list.
It's on the list. A lot to talk about.
Sofa Spy for the $100 donation.
Hey, this is split my Kofi, by the way.
Yeah. Sofa Spy is clearly a subscriber to my channel. He says, this is for the Hooked on Phonics Education Fund. X McLovin Yo Mom's X says, Spawn, how's that Wii boy?
Oh, the Wii boy, the handheld Wii. Yeah. It's a handheld GameCube right now. I really need to finish it and make it handheld Wii. I'm probably gonna finish up that series over the summer and put that video out. I'd like wire up Bluetooth and some other stuff to it, but it works fine as a GameCube. Series. Yeah, it works fine as a GameCube. I think I played like a good couple dungeons into Wind Waker on it just to test it. It's fine. It's pretty cool. So battery life's not bad either for it being a little Wii. It's actually like I think 4 or 5 hours, so it's not bad.
All right, that's hope.
And that is all that we have for now, gentlemen.
For now. All right, perfect. All right, so let's get into the PlayStation investor meeting details because I think there were some interesting little tidbits in there that I think we need to talk about. So, J-Main, you got the slides in front of you?
Yeah, let me pull it up real quick. Where the hell did I put it?
Because I do not see it in here, sir. I do not see the slides.
I know I linked it in here. What the hell?
All right, let's see. I'm going to find it on my timeline. You know what I mean? I'm going to find it on my timeline because I know I got it here. Right here, I got it.
Quick. You got it?
I got it.
No problem. I definitely didn't put it in here. That's my fault.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I did. Right. I did.
You did?
It's right here. I got it. Yeah, I found it.
You got one job, J-Man.
It's there. It's there.
Maybe I'm just blind. So, all right. So pretty much we got this investor, what do we even call this? This little investor package.
Like an IR day presentation.
IR day presentation, exactly. Some for internal use. And we got some pretty interesting information on there. And this is where we found out that Uncharted 4 was going to be heading over to PC.
Yep.
So pretty much, and I think this is what I want to discuss too. They said that the return on investment for Horizon Zero Dawn was 250% return on investment.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So
I thought it flopped.
So Jack, I was under the impression you know, by a lot of people, the fanboys in the PlayStation community, that this was a flop.
Flippity flop.
But it was actually a 250% plus return on the investment.
How much did they invest to put it on PC?
That's what I'm saying.
It don't matter. It's 250%.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. But it's 200%
cool.
plus investment.
I mean, if you told me, Jack Move, I got a 200% investment on the money you just gave me, and I gave you $2 I'm like, Dre, man, you didn't really. You know, that's gonna sound good to everybody listening, but we gonna be like, I'm be like, I really know how much money you got right now. Like,
my god!
I mean, I'm just saying.
I've had a little bit of vodka, just a little bit of vodka. You guys,
let's do some math, Alex.
We'll do some math, right?
Let's do some
Jack,
math.
if I give you $100, right? I'm gonna say, Jack, you're gonna give me a 250% investment back. That means I'm gonna get the $100 back. And $250 on top of that. Now multiply that. We did it really simple. Now do 100K, right? So do 100K, I get my 100K back, and on top, pure profit, I get 250K.
That's beautiful.
Now let's do it again. I give you $1 million, right? And then I get $1 million back. And on top of that, 250 million comes back.
That's beautiful. Even better.
It's
even
great,
better.
Right? So, Horizon Zero Dawn was not a flop.
Oh no, it's definitely not a flop. That's not. I don't think that's even a point of contention.
Ladies and gentlemen, is my math right? I may be drunk, but is my math right?
Now, did they invest? Did they invest $1 million, or did they invest the 100? Where we at right there? I don't. You know what I mean?
Wait, that don't matter because we had 200% return.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yo, Jack, low key, the way that they dropped that port on PC, they might have invested $5 on that joint, bro. You know what I mean? That port was so bad, and the game still went on to do so well because I think it was just like, yo, PlayStation's really doing this. All right, we supporting this. It had 70K concurrent players, and I think Uncharted 4 is gonna beat that. I'm putting it out there right now. I'm putting the energy out there. Uncharted is a bigger franchise, period. And when that hits PC, all them PC mans, I'm gonna be copping that game. That game's gonna go crazy. Absolutely.
Well, you know what we're gonna do, right? We're gonna buy the game. We're gonna buy the game. We're gonna right click in Steam. We're gonna put categories, whole slate. We're gonna put it in that category, and then we're never gonna install it or play it. And then we're gonna turn right back around. We're gonna turn right back around and boot up Dota 2 or CS:GO, and that's all we're gonna do.
The life of a PC gamer, man.
Hey man, don't group me out. I'm playing that from the beginning to end because I don't know if some of y'all remember, but I've been itching to play Uncharted 4. I've been, actually asking for them to put a 60 FPS patch on the PlayStation 5, but it looks like we're getting a PC version. And, with the latest PC versions, what PlayStation have been doing, they've been killing it in terms of the type of features that they're putting in the game, like the ultra-wide support. Like Days Gone was actually a really good port. So if Uncharted 4 is on the same level and it's taken care of nicely like that, I'm really excited to play it.
I got something to say about this, right? Now, a lot of, y'all like to call them Sony mans. A lot of PlayStation guys, they've seen the news of Uncharted 4 going to PC, and I've seen the same rhetoric with a lot of these guys, right? They saying it's not an issue. I don't even care. But if they put the Uncharted 4 online on there free of charge, I'm gonna have an issue, right?
Oh yeah.
This is my thing. Y'all not gonna do shit. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do if Uncharted 4 on the PC got the online for free? You're not gonna boycott PSN.
Exactly.
You're not gonna renew it. You're not gonna stop renewing your subscription.
So Jack, you're learning. So Jack, you're learning. So you're learning.
Yes.
Once upon a time,
they ain't gonna do shit. What they gonna boycott? What y'all?
See. Look at the evolution of Jack Move Johnny, people. Because once upon a time,
I'm already involved, Kofi. I've been involved. Don't
see. Look at the evolution of Jack Move Johnny. Okay. Because I was going back looking at some tweets today, low key, because I wanted a good laugh. This man said, "Oh man, I actually have it on my cell phone. Let me pull it up."
I know it will probably.
Jack is transitioning from the depression stage of grief.
I'm not transitioning. I'm not a PC gamer. I'm not transitioning.
Okay, hold on. I got this tweet.
Wait, Jack, you have a free Jack, listen. I will buy you a motherboard. Kofi will give you a 2080 Ti.
I don't have that no more. I don't have that no more,
oh,
man.
First you get the motherboard, then next week you start liking dick. I can't be doing that, Alex. Man. I know how y'all get down over there, man. Listen, I love you to death, baby. I can't do it.
Look, listen, you know, so my streams get really wild. I'm sorry. Look, listen. As you can tell, my streams get very suspect would be the right word, even though I'm a married man.
Beautiful.
For some reason, people on this podcast who watch this show and watch my streams want me to make an OnlyFans.
Oh boy.
You doing that?
I think we good, man. I think we good.
I think if we get to 7K subs, I will make an OnlyFans.
Oh, okay, there we go, people. That's a goal right there. That's a goal.
All right, so
there.
But also,
let me
Spawnwave.
pull up these tweets from Jack.
You pull that up, but Spawnwave is fucking ripped. I saw that picture. You're ripped, my dude.
What? Oh, which picture?
You don't even know what you're talking about.
You checking out Spawnwave?
You were at the gym. When my man was at the gym, my man's got a 12-pack.
Oh, shit, okay.
My man is ripped.
I've actually dropped more weight since then.
For real, still?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What are you trying to get to?
I don't know, like 9%.
What?
Yeah, I'm like 10.5 now.
Are you like going for a competition or something?
No, I just thought it'd be funny.
All right, so I got the Jack Move Johnny tweets.
Yeah, pull them up. Let's see.
I bet these was
Johnny
funny.
tweets. All right, so game radar. See, look at the evolution of Jack Move. It's so beautiful to see. I'm just actually happy for him.
I'm not happy.
Game Radar tweeted, Horizon Zero Dawn PC release hinted by an insider who predicted the same thing for Death Stranding, right? Then Jack, quote, retweeted and he says, I call bullshit. But if this is anything more than a PS Now announcement, I might be done gaming. I might be done. Jack said he would quit gaming.
I think that Black Ron might be right, Jack.
He might quit gaming if it's not a PS Now announcement. Same type of shit ruining Xbox. It's the truth, so you're not supposed to like what I'm saying. Then guess what happened? Let's take it to timeline. Let's look what happened.
That's denial.
PlayStation later on came out and tweeted this. Horizon Zero Dawn, Uncharted, The Lost Legacy, and more to join PS Now lineup next month. And guess what Jack Move Johnny wrote? He quote retweeted it, and he said, in all caps, I knew it! PlayStation is back! Yeah! That's exactly what Jack wrote. That's exactly what he wrote, right? So he thought that it was really a PS Now announcement. All right, let's go further into the timeline now.
Oh, no.
Kofi got receipts today. This is
let's go further into the timeline, right? And Jack made a tweet. He says, all the heat I caught for being right in all capital letters. And he says, hate to see it. And he took a screenshot of him saying, I call bullshit. It's going to be a PS announcement. Then, guess what, Jamie? Guess what? A few months later, Jack's like, no need to at me about anything. Y'all told me to stop talking about it. Oh my God. So pretty much the game came out. And this man was in a depressive state for fucking weeks. Yo, Jack, you're depressed for fucking weeks. Yo, so how do you go from that to this? Yo, I'm so proud of you, bro. You have leveled up,
He went
man.
through anger, bucking, and depression in a matter of one tweet.
It was some
miscalculation for months.
It was some miscalculation going on, man.
Yo, Jack, you know what killed me about going back and looking at these tweets, Jack?
They pulled the doozy.
I'm literally crying, yo. Jack, you know what killed me about going back to these tweets? How happy and confident you were when you saw PlayStation tweet out. Horizon Zero Dawn is coming to PS Now. Because you really thought that was a rumor, bro, but it wasn't. Oh my God.
You just reminded me why I don't fucking like Jim Ryan. I still got hope for that motherfucker. You know what, Jim? I'm on your ass, Jim Ryan. Hey, man.
Oh my God. Oh my God, man. Yo, Jack, you a real one, man. I love you, bro. For real, though. I really do love you, man.
Oh my God.
Oh, man. That's funny as hell. And ever since then, Jack has never been the same. Like, he's literally never been the same.
Ever. He was staying up all night in the Discord.
Oh my God. Yeah, I'm crazy. Oh my god.
When the news broke in my live stream yesterday, somebody was like, "Yo, Jack, fire up the camera. Are we live, bro?" He was like, "This is not." He said, "This is not news."
Yeah, right.
This ain't news.
He has changed so much.
Oh my god.
Yo, this guy went from I might quit gaming because Horizon coming to PC to now he's like he doesn't even care Uncharted 4. And that's the transition that a lot of the fanboys are gonna go through. Like it is what it is. That's what y'all go through. All right, so let's move on, man.
What happens when
bro?
What happens when the game shows up day and date on both PS5 and
it's over.
My god.
You know what, Spawn? You know what, Spawn? I'm noticing the transition is beautiful. As someone who sits back and has been calling like this was from time, and no one can lie on my name and never said that I've never been saying this shit. For someone who's been sitting back and watching all of this unfold, because the rhinos all over the wall, it's quite funny seeing the transition of the fanboys. It went from PlayStation will never put their games on PC. That was never do that, right? They're not Microsoft, only to lose. Microsoft needs PC, that's the why they're doing it. Blah, blah, blah. So many dumb narratives, right? Then it went from, all right, it's old games coming. It's old games only coming. It's only going to be PS4 games and old games coming. Yeah. Right? Sloppy seconds is old games. So it's just funny watching the transition and the stages that they're going through. So that's how they're coping with the situation now by saying that it's old games, it's 3-year-old games, they're leftovers, they're dusty, they're old. But you know what's funny? When games like Returnal and other PS5 games come over to the PC, I'm really curious on what the next narrative shift is going to be.
Which Sony franchise do you think is going to be the first one to be a day one release on the PS5 and the PC at the same time?
Oof. I think it's going to be something that makes sense. Probably a multiplayer. This is probably going to be some sort of multiplayer.
I think it's going to be a live service game because in their investors briefing they had with the slides, they mentioned they were going to start looking into more live service games. You know, what'd be interesting is if they tried to do something like a SOCOM or something like that, and it was just on PS5 and
what
PC.
about Factions 2?
You know, Factions 2 would be interesting, but I kind of feel like they want to keep Last of Us on as like a console exclusive for a while. Like I think that's something they're going to keep there. But like I feel like SOCOM, they'd look at that and be like, yeah, all right, we'll put it on PC at the same time, live service, crossplay, all that stuff.
All right, so Jack, now when a game does, because it's inevitable at this point, when a game comes day and date with PS5 and PC, how are you feeling, sir? Are you going back to like, because you know what? I actually remember you saying something. You said when a game comes day and dates, you're going full PC. So should we look forward to you coming full PC, Jack?
Listen, I'm not saying.
Or you change your mind? You change your mind again.
Like I got Bond saying that I told him I was gonna give him all my shit. Listen, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. Okay, just hope I'm still alive to see the day. Maybe I hope I'm not alive to see the day. I don't fucking know. Okay, I'm just gonna play it by ear. Okay, I don't know.
Do you know what's really interesting is in their investor stuff they have there, they do mention the PS5 breaking even pretty soon. Actually,
next month.
Yeah,
they said next month.
That's really surprising that they're able to do it so soon. Not the $400 one, because they're probably still losing money on that by probably quite a bit. But like the $500 one already breaking even, that's pretty good in the first year to be able to do that.
Well, I think a lot of people are really wanting the disc version anyways, just because of the fact that like people want to have that physical copy on consoles still. Even I do.
Spawn, since you're here now, how do you feel about the people that saying that, you know, the games coming to the PCs devaluing the PlayStation platform? Do you agree? Because I look at it, I guess, through a different lens that some people seem to just not want to look at. Plus, or maybe I just can't see what they're trying to tell me too. But every time I look at PlayStation and they're reporting numbers and they're reporting PlayStation Plus subscribers, it's always on the rise. They're always setting new records, breaking. You know what I mean? Setting new records with PlayStation Plus, setting new records with selling out PlayStation 5s. It doesn't seem like the console's getting devalued at all, in my opinion. It seems like more people are buying PlayStation more than ever. So how do you feel about the people saying the game's coming to PC is devaluing the console?
So, I mean, it's going to, either way, it would devalue the console itself because there'd be another way to play the game. So technically, yes, it would devalue the console. But
so you agree?
I think
with that.
literally, yes, it would actually devalue the console itself, because there's another way that if there's just no other way to play the game and you need the console, then the console is valuable at that point. Okay. That's why the Switch sells so well, because Nintendo puts out a game like Animal Crossing, sells 30 million copies. That means that, well, 30 million people at least have a Switch to play it on, you'd assume. So there's a reason to buy that. But I guess if it was on PC and you could run it there, technically there's another way for you to do it. But it does, to me, feel like I think a lot of people, especially on like YouTube and doing this gaming stuff, forget that we are kind of in like a small bubble, almost a percentage, like a very small percentage. Because before, I'll just give you an example. Before Animal Crossing, the Switch came out or anything like that, one of the things I said was, hey, if Animal Crossing comes out, like I was a long time ago, podcast on everything. Hey, before Animal Crossing comes out, this game's going to come out. It's going to do really well. It's going to be one of the big things to push the Switch along with Pokemon. And no one believes that, because it's like Animal Crossing. I don't know if that many people play it, but a lot of the mainstream does. And obviously that was just one example there. But there are a lot of people who go to these stores who don't want to buy a PC. They just don't. They want to get a console. They want to put it under their TV. They don't want to hear about drivers or Windows updates. I don't even want to hear about Windows updates. You think anyone else wants to? They just want to get a box, put it on a TV. So and the PS5 will continue to sell because they'll put out these big budget games and they'll sign these third-party exclusives. So technically, yeah, it does devalue the PS5 console, but not really the PlayStation brand necessarily. And I think the PS5 will still sell very, very easily. Now, the question is, will it outsell the PS4 if they're putting their games on PC?
I don't think it will, because of the fact that I personally think someone like who jumped to PC from quite a long time ago, when you're looking at it, like, people who come to PC are very specific. They're either very tired of paying online connectivity fees, which is just like PSN, Xbox Live. They're tired of a lot of the BS. They want to try something new. Usually it's because of like my graphics or my frame rate, which is why they come over in the first place, and they realize, oh my God, it's a whole other world of games here. But I think that the person like you said, like, I don't want to deal with drivers. I don't want to deal with Windows updates. I don't deal with any of that shit. There's so many more of that kind of person that I think won't even, when you're looking at it, right? Not everybody is going to go out and buy an NZXT pre-built. And not everybody's going to go on logical increments. Not everybody's going to go on PC Part Picker to like figure out if those components are right, and then dealing with the bots and the bullshit. So I don't know. I think it's still a very niche market in PC, even though it's growing exponentially because of streaming and etc. But in terms of console compared to PC, I don't think that a lot of console people would move over to PC, even if those games were on PC in the first place. I think they would be like, oh, I didn't know that. And then be like, move on with their day.
Yeah, because, I mean, you were just talking about Kofi trying to get his PC across his room.
You're right.
So, like, they're instead of just buying the game. I think there are a lot of people who also want to have, a system in another room. It's going to come down for me how well Sony ties their whole ecosystem together. I know that's what Microsoft keeps touting as ecosystem, but Sony they said it in their investors, but they showed they're making a lot of money off of their network and their services, and the consoles. The portion of the pie for the console has started to shrink a bit. So they obviously realize that. And look, Jim Ryan's he's a business guy, like more than, probably anyone who's really been at the top of PlayStation. I mean, this one from Sean Layden, who's out there.
He's very cold and he's very business oriented. And I think that's a problem that a lot of like fanboys have with him, is that he's only about like, how can we grow this?
Right. Like, I don't think he would have sat down with Kojima and made that deal for Death Stranding, just as an example. Right. I don't think that would have happened. And to be honest, I probably wouldn't have blamed him, because Death Stranding didn't do, I think, as well as Sony was hoping it would, technically. So he probably would have been right on that. But he's also the one that's like, why do people want PS2 and PS3 stuff? I don't get it. Like, the PlayStation Classic, he's like, just throw that out there. Who cares? But like, he almost shut down the PS3 store, right? And the PS Vita store and the PSP store. And you see a lot of pushback from the change his mind there. So he's really like, okay, where do we cut costs? Where do we improve revenue? And to him, it's like, well, PC. Yeah, that makes sense. So, and that's just kind of the way it is going forward. I think the PlayStation console itself and the brand will be fine, but I think you're going to see PlayStation first party games go to the PC at an accelerated rate, is what I'll say from here.
Yeah, I think he's just trying to grow as much as he can and try to hit as many markets as he can. And he does notice that PC is a growing space, especially with being everyone work from home. But I also think as well that people don't understand him from that perspective. And he's not looking at it from like, how do I keep PlayStation, I would say probably like in its most pure form. It's mostly like, how do I create as much revenue as I can out of this company and this flagship and this brand more than anything. And I think Sean Layden was the opposite.
Yeah, the fact that Jim Ryan wearing their own PlayStation headphones went viral online because it looks so weird should tell you all I need to know about how much of a business guy he is versus a gamer. So
he would wear those headphones more because it has the logo rather than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
One last question before we move on to the next topic real quick. I want to ask Spawn, I know you mentioned Nintendo when you were talking about devaluing the platform, but do you believe that if Nintendo you think Nintendo games wouldn't sell as much if they were on PC?
Would they not sell as much if they were on PC?
Yeah, like
you mean?
Do you think the software titles, Mario Kart 30 million, Breath of the Wild 20 million? Do you think that if those games were all on PC as well, will they sell those? Will they do those numbers, or you think?
I think they would. I think they would sell more. I think like Breath of the Wild, like Mario Kart,
I mean on the Switch itself. I mean on the Switch like platform itself. Do you think Nintendo will still be able to sell 10 million copies, 20 million copies, 30 million copies of these games?
I would say probably not.
PC as well? Probably not.
I think there are a lot of people who have a PC who just have a Switch. Like I think that's the reason you see cross save between games like Witcher and Hades, even where you can take your save between them. Civilization is another one. I think they realize that. I mean, they do enough focus groups, they do enough surveys, they look around, they're aware of the market. And I feel like if it was on PC, they would still sell well because the Switch offers the idea of a portable system as well that could technically complement your PC. But like, I mean, there's another place to get the game. So Nintendo would still make the same money. But they wouldn't.
The sales would diminish a little bit on their main platform.
Yes, because I mean, Nintendo doesn't have a large third-party presence, so they rely heavily on their first-party stuff.
Okay.
So yeah, they have to keep them exclusive, or I mean, I think the Switch would be in trouble then.
Oh, okay. All right, so let's move on. Actually, let's do the super chats because we got a lot. Then while I find the next topic,
let's do a few because we have quite a bit. Lord have mercy. Dip Dop Doopity for the $9.99. It'd be cool if there was a PlayStation Team Racers game with the realistic graphics of Drive Club, the destructibility of Twisted Metal, but still cool racetracks in different PlayStation worlds. Yeah. TV is Smalls for $10 donation. I don't need PC guys to play. Just buy it so I can get more cinematic movie games. There you go. Now you're talking. Don B for $2. FF7 is a sequel, not a remake. I will swear to God, fucking suplex Nomura for the bullshit he pulled in that fucking game. Jesus. $50 from Sofa Spy. Let's get that Spawn Wave and Alex OnlyFans collab.
Oh boy.
Need to see them 390 between those cheeks. Pause.
Oh boy.
Spawn Wave, I told you our chat is something special. King Pro for the one, he's just nodding his head like, yep. King Pro for $199. Jack, are we live, bro, from this GTX 3070?
Oh no.
Jazzy Jefferson for the $5. I was LMAO when Jack was calling them PC terrorists. Yes.
Facts.
Also, please subscribe to Seal of Quality. He makes fantastic memes of our content. He's also growing his channel, and I'm trying to push him to make more content. So subscribe to his channel to make him do more content because the memes he makes are fantastic.
You just dropped a meme on me today too.
Oh, good.
I had to save that to the camera roll. Yeah, that was good.
Perfect. King Pearl for the $199. Phil looking as PS fanboys accepting his visions. Blandrew for the $2. It's so bad that Jack made at lack of... Okay.
What happened?
Is kicking in. Let me read this again because I'm going to read it verbatim, by the way. it so bad that Jack mad at lack of Dorito dust now.
Oh, yo, Jack, what was up with that, yo? Like, Jack, that was the wildest thing I've ever seen anybody complain on the timeline about. This man really went on a rant because his chip wasn't seasoned on both sides. Jack, come on, what we doing here, bro?
Okay, I did research on this as well. I don't know if you got these tweets.
I said he did research.
I have been tweeting the Frito-Lay company for the past 4 years. This is a serious top. Let me just say this. Now, Doritos has been getting away with selling tortilla chips under the guise of them having flavors on them for years now, okay? When I buy spicy nacho Doritos, I don't want the sensation of a tortilla chip. I want spicy nacho flavor, goddammit, okay? Now, and I'm not fault is half. How is half my chip seasoned and the other half ain't got shit on it? What'd you run this through? Flip that motherfucker over. Hey man, I don't know what Jack, I got to do.
I want to test. I need to see this on video. I need you to put on a blindfold. Wait, hold on. No, put on a blindfold. Go in your bag of chips.
I can definitely tell.
Tell me if this is a seasoned chip.
I can definitely tell. Absolutely. They are getting away with something that I'm not comfortable with.
You know what? Because I think Jack actually picks up. He's that dude that picks up the chip and inspects it
and looks at it.
Is this seasoned? This ain't seasoned. Have you ever had some Cool Ranch Doritos? I said, what the fuck is this, man? There's no seasoning on this goddamn chip.
Jack, what are you
I'm not standing for this. I'm sorry.
My God.
You know what chip I had this weekend that was fucking phenomenal was the Lay's dill pickle chip. Have you guys had that?
Oh, I saw those.
You said Lay's?
Lay's?
Yeah, I've had those before.
Are those fire? Are those fire?
I am in shock at how good those chips were.
You ever had the Utz crab chips? Oh, those.
Yo, it's never been that serious, Jack. It's never been that serious.
I'm sorry, bro. They need to stop playing me. Or do this. Come out with a well-seasoned flavor. Like, okay, this is just overly seasoned. I don't know what the fuck you want to call it. Just, I need the option, okay? We talking about options. I need that option, okay? It's ridiculous.
Marcus Doyle Terrell for the $5 says, legend has it BG is still fighting dudes on Twitter about that actress being black.
Shout out to that black queen being
shout out to that delicious, beautiful chocolate queen. Game inspection for $2. Mans can't comprehend Nomura's genius. Please tell me the entire story and plot of Kingdom Hearts in a concise statement.
Nobody can.
Nomura can't even do that.
No one can. Therefore. And this is coming from a man who loves Kojima games. I can't understand Nomura. If I can't understand Nomura and I love Kojima, you're in the wrong fucking ballpark. 10-ball goat for $3 Canadian. I mean, is that even real money? Jack more passionate about chips than Horizon. Shake my head.
Yes,
Crazy.
Sir. Yes, sir.
Game inspection again for the $5. All seriousness aside, it's old, but Nomura didn't write FF7 Remake at all. He also wasn't the main director. There were 3 directors for 7 Remake. Then those people need to be held accountable for the garbage they made and put out for the masses, because FF7 Remake, I won't even touch.
Okay. All right. A little bit more tidbits I want to throw out there. PlayStation Now subscribers reached 3.2 million now.
Maybe they'll care about it now.
That's it?
Maybe they'll care.
I know, it's actually kind of low. What's Game Pass at? Like 10 over 10 million?
Okay.
A Game Pass, all right.
Like
so
18?
Game Pass should be over 20 million.
Over 20.
But,
wow.
We need to find out how many of them are actually paying full price for it.
It's
like at one point I stacked 2 years for $15 or something. So
I still haven't paid for Game Pass.
Yeah, I would like to see Sony actually care about PlayStation Now. That'd be nice.
Yes, now it's cheaper than Game Pass too, and they only got 3 billion people, bro. That's
3.2.
It's because the day one shit is missing, man. If they had the day one stuff, it would be.
They don't even have PS. I don't think they have any PS5 games on there either, do they? I think it's just
PS4. No, they do not. Nope. If you own a if you own a PS3 or PS4, and you play most of the decent games, you don't need PS Now, bro. There's nothing on there for you, dog. It's just a whole bunch of obscure bullshit that you probably didn't want to play anyway. So they need to fix that, bro. It's trash.
PlayStation Plus subscribers have reached 48 million as well.
That's it. Yo, what's these numbers, bro? What's these numbers, man?
The number of paid subscribers, I'm reading it off the paper. It says growth since launch, 40.
No, that's up. That's
like
though.
Yeah, that's like what's that, like 45% of their base for the PS4?
That's crazy. I don't know, people ain't got Plus like that. That's crazy to me.
Yeah, so 48 million.
I guess people don't play online like that. They don't need it.
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess you wouldn't really.
I mean, you wouldn't need it on PS3 really, because
PS3 you don't need it at all. But I'm like PS4, like it's a few online games, man.
Yeah, a little bit less than 50.
Okay, and also in this last thing I want to mention before we move on from this investor thing is that I think PlayStation wants to develop more service-based games, so look forward to that in the future.
Yeah, it said notable net growth vectors for Sony include more games to PC, reach PC-heavy markets like China, expand PlayStation IP to mobile, develop live service titles on console, and expand accessibility via cloud gaming to PlayStation Now. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're gonna see a bunch of PlayStation games go to mobile too. That's right.
Yeah.
That's the plan. That's the plan. All right. So you know what? So far, I love Jim Ryan, man. Jim Ryan is the GOAT.
I like doing a fantastic job.
He's doing a fantastic job. I like how he's steering the ship. You know what I mean? He's blessing my preferred platform with PlayStation games, and I'm gonna support him over there.
Did you hear about this fucking fanboy on Twitter who was like, "I'm gonna get the hardcore PlayStation gamers to boycott you," and then he made a change.org about Uncharted 4.
Who was it? A magazine? Who was it?
And then
somebody else.
And then the craziest part is he beat Uncharted 4 in Explorer mode. He didn't even beat the game like in the actual.
Yeah, these guys are frauds. I actually got the platinum. It wasn't a hard platinum, but I got the platinum in Uncharted 4, and it's actually my favorite Uncharted game, man.
Why does everyone make these change.org? Do they ever work?
No.
No.
They never work.
No. PlayStation is making more money as it's ever been. Yeah. They're not getting rid of nobody right now.
Even if like 100,000 people sign it, like, is they guaranteed to go buy the fucking game? Like, did y'all buy the game? Like, who gives a shit?
Half the time when these things happen, the game sells better.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, no.
Right.
That is true. That is true.
Like every time, so okay.
All right, real quick. Xbox and Bethesda have announced their game showcase. It's gonna be oh my god, let's not do that. It's gonna be on June 13th. It's gonna be on June 13th, and Halo's on the key art, so you already know Halo's gonna have a big presence. I think Starfield was at the bottom of the key art. They're teasing Starfield, so that game's also gonna probably have a big presence. I don't want to do Xbox E3 predictions. We'll probably do them next week or something like that, or maybe 2 weeks from now when we're a little bit closer, actually. So we just got a date now for the showcase, and yes, Microsoft and Bethesda shows are combined. I think people were wondering if they're going to be two separate shows, but they're combined, and it's going to be 90 minutes long. So I'm definitely intrigued to see what they're going to show. I'm looking forward to it.
Games. That's all I want to see. Games with gameplay. That's it.
Yeah.
And release dates, too.
Yeah. In other news, Pokemon Legends is coming out January 28, 2022. You know, the game that looks like a early PSP game, and it looked like totally like poop. That game is coming out sooner than later. It's so spooky. I want to see another trailer of that game because the last time I seen that, it did not look. People are comparing it to Breath of the Wild because any game that got an open field now, just Breath of the Wild now. But I think that's so disrespectful. Do not compare. I think we shouldn't be comparing this Pokemon from what we saw to no Breath of the Wild because it looked extremely lackluster from animation, so even just the visual qualities of Pokemon Legends. Yes, it's the right. It's heading towards the right. We always wanted an open world Pokemon type of game. That's been the dream, but it looking like this, I don't know about all of that. Spawn, man, what do you think about Pokemon Legends? And the Switch Pro needs to come ASAP to fix some of these textures for real. And that frame.
Yeah. Well, I think they need to show another trailer to get some confidence up in that game. Because I feel like a lot of people heard early 2022 and they're like, it'll probably get delayed. It's probably not coming out early 2022. And then it's like, oh, no, it's January. So, that's earlier than a lot of people thought. So I kind of feel like there's going to be a Pokemon event in a couple of weeks, maybe, to where they set it up with a new trailer. And I mean, it's up to Game Freak to do it because Game Freak is trying to adapt to this HD, setup now with the console, I guess, the Switch, and it's
we in 2020. We're in 2020. They're trying to adapt it to HD.
Yeah, Yeah, I mean that's how a lot of it is at Game Freak, yeah. And it's so funny to talk about because I mean they've been used to obviously the 3DS, the DS before that, and all of that. And it's weird because you look at them and they sell so many copies of these games. You figure they'd be like stacking up, and they have several teams. Like Diamond and Pearl remake that's coming out this holiday is being made by a different team completely, and apparently Arceus is like their A team, I guess. So. We'll see. I assume they have something a bit better to show because it did look rough. It did look rough. They had the animations looked weird. The frame rate was off. There's a lot of like I feel like they probably could have gotten away with not showing any of those visuals and just doing like a cinematic trailer. But I guess they were like, we'll just show them this. And it's Pokemon. They're probably like people buy it, so let's just show them this this alpha footage of it and. We'll meet up again with them near E3.
Yeah. Okay. Also, we got the release dates for the games that are actually going to be good. The remakes of Gen 4, Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shiny Pearl, which is launching November 19th. I know people were complaining about the art style, but I'm not really too bugged out about it because it's kind of true to what the original was. At least I'd rather have it looking like this than that new Pokemon Legends that they got. So. I'm looking forward to that. I'm definitely gonna be picking up that double pack. You know, one thing I learned.
Double pack. Interesting. Okay.
I'm buying that double pack.
Double packs. And
I'm buying that double. You know why, J-Man? Go on eBay and type Pokemon.
I'll tell you why. It's because they're releasing two versions of the game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised we're just getting one version of Arceus.
You got that 2-pack sound clip, Kofi?
Go. hold on.
That shit is a 2-pack of ass.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You just fucking take it right there.
Yeah. Would you want to look up on eBay?
Mainline Pokemon games? Because ever since I bought my Game Boy Advance, I've been looking to pick up Pokemon games, and you would.
Oh yeah,
it's so hard.
Yeah.
It's Dude, so hard to find authentic.
You're gonna pay out the ass for those games.
It's so hard to find authentic Pokemon cartridges or even complete in box, and the prices are through the roof. Even go back to the DS. Them games are over like $200 and plus.
Well, it's Pokemon Anniversary now too, so it's all pumped up.
Pokemon games are not a bad investment. I'm a fool for not keeping all my Pokemon games, man. I'm buying the double pack and I'm keeping it for years. Hopefully that shit's going triple in price.
$500.
You see it?
Oh,
you see it?
Shit.
500. What?
Pokemon Yellow.
Look at any mainline Pokemon game, bro. Even the DS ones. Even
the complete box. Jeez. Nah, I've been seeing the craze over them training cards and shit. People be rolling up in Target and going nuts.
Oh, you can't sell them in Target no more
for those cards.
Yeah,
I'm getting that double pack, and I might not even open it, to be honest. I might just shelve it and buy a digital copy of one of them, and that's it, yo.
I mean, they did Pokemon cards in the McDonald's Happy Meals.
Yes.
Yeah. Because I went to McDonald's, I got the kids Happy Meal, and they were like, they had a big sign on the drive that's like, we're out of Pokemon cards.
I wonder what those gold Pokemon cards are worth these days. Those hard gold that came in the Pokemon Bowl.
From Burger King?
Burger King, yeah.
I remember those. That was like the first movie.
I had those, son. Them shit's probably worth mad money right now.
Yeah, that's crazy. Anything Pokemon low-key, like, it prints money, and it's actually not bad. For like a collector.
I mean, it's the most valuable IP in the world.
Yeah.
So
worth a lot of
but
money.
like a lot of streamers were opening up entire boxes of Pokemon cards, and I'm wondering if that craze has like done that because like some cards are worth like 10 grand plus.
Yeah, the card game is crazy.
And I went to that Charizard's worth like $100,000. Isn't that something crazy?
That's crazy.
Something ridiculous.
I got a first print of it. Yeah, man.
I went to my boy's house he got like sports cards. He has like hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of sports cards.
That's crazy.
Rookie cards and all that other stuff.
Hey,
crazy.
Jamie, where does he live? Real quick, just
I was surprised he even showed up me that much stuff. I'm like, I don't even know you like that. It ain't nothing to get a jiggy mask and come back.
Hey, you know the vibes.
All right, we're pretty much gonna be wrapping up soon, but I want the last topic of the day to be about this Nintendo Switch Pro that seems to be on the way sooner than later. There's rumors that was gonna get announced today or tomorrow. Clearly, it's not getting announced today, but I guess what people are saying is that there's third-party games that are being made for it, and they want to show off those games at E3. So the announcement's pretty much imminent. Am I correct, Spawn?
Yeah, I was figuring we'd see it next week.
Next week?
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. There were a lot of talk. Like basically everyone, I think people are just trying to guess when it's going to get announced right now. But it sounds like it's going to be before E3, and I'm taking a guess next week because this weekend Nintendo of America is off for like Memorial Day over the weekend. It's like a 4-day weekend.
Holiday,
so I unless they were just going to hit send on the way out and then just deal with everything on Tuesday, they'll probably deal with stuff next week and announce it then.
All right, I got a question for you. What do you expect in terms of performance from the Nintendo Switch Pro?
So what I expect for performance, I guess overall would be some games I think are just going to work on this new Switch. Like I think some games just won't work on the old Switch, but that'll mostly be from third parties. I think Nintendo will have everything across the board, no problem from them. They'll just look better and run better on the new Switch. So like if we're dealing with 4K through the dock, just be upscaled. And some people have talked about DLSS. People have just talked about some sort of proprietary upscaling method. And then in handheld mode, it's just going to be sounds like it's going to be a 720p OLED. OLED, if you've used the original Vita, looks incredible still. Yep. So I like the idea of them going from what's kind of a lot more washed out LCD to something as vibrant as an OLED. That sounds good. So I think you're going to see games that say run at 30 now could get patches go to 60. Games that struggle at 60 could just be locked 60. And then if you have dynamic frame or dynamic resolutions that go down like Xenoblade, which is like somehow falls to like 300p or something, will just more or less be locked at 720p in handheld mode. So I feel like we're just going to get a Switch that's going to solve one of Nintendo's biggest issues now, which is hardware, which is one of their weakest sides. Like that's their weakest point is hardware overall, not necessarily the concept, but and some software depending. I mean, it's up to people because some people really like. There are people I see online who play Animal Crossing every day. It's like I not Animal Crossing like that, but I understand they see value in that. So, but I understand
software
that
isn't on the system like in terms of like there's only 2 colors for like themes like still, and we're in like the
you mean like system level?
System level software, not software as in games. Like that.
Like features, they need like folders because there's a ridiculous amount of games that people have that you can't organize it. Themes would be great to see that. Native voice chat. There's so many things you could name. A revamp of the eShop. Like they basically are running out of time to fix all of that stuff until next gen. So you figured it would have been here by now, but instead, I remember there was a video I did back when the Switch first came out, and you like started up and the themes were light and dark, and I was like, I'm sure they'll add themes. I'll open it up right now, and the themes are still light and dark. It's like, oh,
never came, man. Oh man. But yeah, man. I'm definitely gonna be picking it up if it's a good upgrade. Even if it's, who am I fooling? If it's a half good upgrade,
you're gonna pick it up.
Yeah, it's a day one. It's a day one.
What do you think? You think on price? $349?
You see, I heard that it's gonna cost more than the original one, right?
It's gonna cost more than the original one. They're gonna phase out the original one. Is the word?
They slick. Jack, these boys slick.
Hey man,
these boys slick, man. You can't hate the game, man. They be hustling.
You know the vibes. Yes, sir.
They be hustling.
Unreal.
Well, if they're if they're dealing with inflation right now, even, and they just kind of take the old Switch out, put the new one in, and it's $349. Nintendo is probably thinking, all right, we'll kind of sit right there, get rid of the old Switch. I mean, they do it all the time with the DS. If you've bought a 3DS, you've probably seen it. They get rid of the 3DS.
That's smart.
They bring in the 3DS XL. They get rid of 3DS XL. They bring in the new 3DS, and so on. 2DS XL shows up. So, but people want 4K. Makes sense to me. Bring it in. I'll pay the extra money to get better experience and get a better looking Xenoblade that's not 360p. So
we're gonna have to be on top of these pre-orders because it's gonna be madness.
It's gonna get ugly. Yeah,
bad.
Yeah, I'm there day one. I need a pre-order at least right away. I'm gonna secure mine for sure. I might pre-order
Amazon.
Kind of hustle, man. I need to hustle a little bit, man. Oh man.
What they calling this the new Nintendo Switch?
There's a couple. I think one of the names that's online right now is Super Switch.
Super Nintendo.
Which basically becomes Super Nintendo Switch, but I think they might market it as that.
That's kind of hard. I can't even lie. I think that's kind of hard too. I like that too. Super Nintendo Switch. I kind of fuck with that still, Jack. That's kind of hard. You know what I mean?
They just gotta put the 4K badge on the outside of the box, and I guess that'll work. So
yep,
there you go. Like my PS5, it can do 8K.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That's all
Alex,
it takes.
can we read the remaining of the super chats and we're gonna get out of here, man?
S Blank Sun 95 says, Alex, stop with the Kingdom Hearts slander. That story fire. Okay, explain it. Explain it. Simply.
They don't have a mic.
They can't. That's the point. Jazzy Jefferson for the 5. Don't sleep on Monster Hunter Stories 2 on July 9th, Kofi. I think you'll like it, especially if you're looking for a Pokemon-ish type of game.
I heard about that that series. I heard about that series.
Finally, from Game Inspection, wouldn't be surprised if 3DS emulation is exclusive to the Switch Pro. Would be a major selling point. They did something similar with the new 3DS. Game Inspection, can I point you in the direction of something called Citra? Citra will handle everything that you need.
Low key, no, it's not there yet, Alex. You know why? Because I tried playing Star Fox on it the other time, and that shit was running at 2 frames per second. The emulation for Citra is still got some ways to go. There's some games that could play really well.
You've got Bravely Default, and you got Bravely Default and Bravely Second. You're pretty much good.
Nah, there's a lot of other good games on the DS that's worth playing, man.
You're pretty much good.
All right, so that's a podcast, man. That's a podcast this week. You know what I mean? There was a lot of topics. We hit all the major topics that I wanted to discuss. Big thank you for Spawnwave for pulling up and, chopping it up with us. He was really busy today and he still made time for us, and I really do appreciate that. Spawn, do you want to go ahead and do your outro? Everyone here probably already knoes you, but if you want to plug it in anyways.
You can find me, Spawnwave. I usually waste about 20 minutes of everyone's time every morning for news, so you come see me there.
All right. So thank you for coming on the podcast, man. Appreciate it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
J-Man, go ahead with your outro.
Yes, sir. Shout out to Spawnwave, of course, for pulling up on us. Shout out to y'all in the chat. Make sure y'all hit that like button on your way out the door. Also, I'm back making content, man. We were streaming Resident Evil Village yesterday. Also, check out some of my live stream reactions to Horizon Forbidden West and Dying Light 2 on the channel. And hopefully get y'all some more streams for Resident Evil Village towards this weekend. But definitely appreciate everybody for tuning into the show tonight. And we'll see y'all next week, man.
Jack.
Great podcast this week. Shout out to the guest. YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Jack Move Johnny, JiggyMerch.com, get it tuned. And I'm about 80% done with RE Village, and I can confidently say Returnal is still my game of the year. Returnal is still my Resident Evil Village. I'm not gonna say it's kind of mid. I like the game.
Really?
I like the game. I like the game, but the shit is mid. I do like the game. Compared to 7, bro.
No, it's better than 7. Let's not do that, man.
It got better enemies than 7, but I mean, I don't know, bro. I don't know.
The way it started off is nuts. I can't imagine.
I like the way it started off, but after that, it's like, I don't know about this one, bro. I don't know. It's cool though. It's cool. It's cool.
Wait, how far? Wait, where are you right now in Village?
I got 3 to 4 jars. I got 3 to 4 jars.
Oh, okay, yes, okay. It gets pretty funny when you get towards the end. There's a bit of a shift. I'm curious what everyone always has different thought as to the kind of the shift at the end and how things change up. So.
Okay. That third act, Resident Evil third act.
If I had to pick a game of the year right now, I know it's premature, 6 months out. Low key, I've only beat 2 games that actually dropped in 2021. The rest of the games I've been beating are old. But I would say Resident Evil 8 is probably is top of the castle right now. And Returnal's under that. Returnal's really good too, man. I can't even lie.
Where you putting It Takes Two at? I think It Takes Two might be number 3. I'm putting RE8. I'm putting RE8 and Returnal over It Takes Two.
I can't speak on it because I'm like halfway through the game and I'm still not done it.
I ain't beat it yet either.
I can't speak
It Takes Two is cool. It Takes Two is cool.
My wife
I like it too, but since it's a co-op game, you kind of got to schedule.
Yeah, you got to depend on other people.
Yeah, so that's the problem, really.
My wife been ducking that, John.
I just got a dad joke. You guys ready for it?
Oh boy. Oh no.
Did you know that Mortal Kombat is based on an old Scandinavian church song?
No, I didn't, Alex.
Yeah, it's called Finish Him.
Fuck are you talking about? That shit stinks.
That was trash. That was trash. That was big trash. Yeah, Alex, go ahead and do your.
Yo, I got another one for you. I got another one for you.
Nah. We good. Let's end the podcast. Let's end the podcast.
I said this in my stream. Hold on.
Oh my god.
Why did the chicken cross the road?
Why, Alex?
What? You cut out.
Because.
What is he saying?
Okay.
All right, let's move on.
It's time to go. He don't even get no outro after that bullshit. We are in the stream. What's
this guy doing?
This man need to go to bed. Go to bed, Alex.
You drunk.
Hey, listen.
We gotta get a new rule on the podcast. No drinking on the podcast because this man Alex be wild.
What do you call a cow with 3 legs?
Oh boy. Oh, here we go. Last
in the podcast, please.
Last one.
Podcast.
Lean
what,
beef.
Alex?
Oh my
god. Okay, I can dig that one. I can dig that. All right, that was a little bit better. All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching the podcast and putting up with the show. I'm at 6,666 subscribers.
Oh damn.
Yes, sir.
I don't even
Satan is on my side apparently. Join the channel, subscribe to the channel actually. Join the Patreon, patreon.com/PressStartPod. Tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, is more silver antics in Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Watch me and 3 of my friends be incredibly bad at a very high-end video game. It's going to be fantastic. 3 of them get very high the entire 3 hours. It's going to be wild. So enjoy me there. Sunday night is going to be Devil May Cry 4. And thank you so much. Have a wonderful night.
Yeah, it was a great show. Great conversations. I really enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it as well. Hit the like button. And if you want a second podcast that we do, subscribe to our Patreon for $1. You get another really dope podcast where we talk about everything under the sun. You guys pretty much send in the questions and we discuss them. Really entertaining podcast. If you like a lot of silly stuff, I know a lot of y'all like silly stuff and entertainment. So definitely check out our podcast on Patreon for that. Also, Press Start Podcast is available on Spotify now. Y'all been asking me forever to put the podcast on Spotify. So it's officially on Spotify. It's officially on Apple Music. It's on SoundCloud, Google Play, all that good stuff. So, man, tell somebody about us, man. All right, so we're going to get out of here, and we'll see you guys next week. Everybody be safe. Take it easy. Peace.
Please.
Peace. That was a good one.